you ready?
So you don't want none here.
No, you cannot be here. That's okay.
All right, goodbye, everybody. Thank you guys for watching.
You set me up for that one. Don't even.
You walked right into that one.
Hey guys, this is my
Slept
last
walk,
episode
you
on
could
the
say.
Weeb Club. Yeah, slut walk. Hey guys, this is me, WattheWut here, back again with my last episode of the Weeb Club.
Your
Thank
best
you guys.
friends.
Nunmanji's
Vindy
also
and
here.
Nunmanji.
Oh well, Nunmanji's here. Even though the 100 like threshold was not reached, we did, however, get a new patron. And money is more valuable to us at the end of the day.
Oh, I was going to say,
So-
I just realized we would never get 100 likes if Nunmanji wasn't there, so we had to have him on.
That's so rude.
So rude.
How is that rude?
It's not. It's okay.
I'm literally saying that without you, we're nothing. How is that rude?
Well, I mean, it is kind of rude that you would just lie to my face like that. Like, that is
Oh
actually
my
pretty rude.
God.
So, comments on the summer seasonal. We did the thing, and people liked it.
Oh, yeah, that is first.
L.
How?
Because it's
What?
seasonals, and what hates me?
You mean none hates you?
I mean,
You're
none
on
hates-
drugs.
I'm
You're- just 'cause-
tired.
I didn't even want to say
Just
anything
because
to
they
see
have
if
more
Crafts would
melanin
even
in them
catch
doesn't
that.
mean they're the same. Craftsdwarf.
Shut up.
This is pretty Resident Sleeper, guys.
Yeah. It looks like people really like the seasonal thing, so I think it's pretty safe to say that we'll probably keep doing that every season.
Yeah, and next time we'll actually understand how a draft works. And I do like keeping it in, is because especially going over it again, I just think it has rewatch value. Seeing like what go, I'm gonna pick Peach Boy Riverside, and then like 20 minutes later, what goes, oh no, why did I do that?
Right. I like that you have to pick because then it like you live and die by your own sword, right? But then
exactly.
also at a certain point you start running out of the good shows, so then you start picking, and then like I picked all these shows, and I thought if you had asked me immediately after, I thought I made out like a fucking bandit. I was like, I got all these good shows. I ended up not liking most of them, and that's part of what makes it so fun.
And I picked like completely arbitrarily based on dumb reasons, and oops, I got like the worst batch of shows.
The only show I really knew what I was in for, like, in terms of, like, at least being, like, good, was Kageki Shoujo. And then the other ones were just kind of, like, Aquatope, I guess, was in that category of maybe it would be good. But, like, the other ones, it was just completely random, really.
And yeah, I definitely like. I've always kind of wanted to do stuff like that. I just think indiscriminate watching is neat. Just because, like, you know, if you only go by what you think you'll like, you know, you're not gonna find something new. And so,
I mean, I remember. Sorry, yeah, no,
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I remember when I was first watching, like getting into anime and like stuff. Like that was when like the Weebcasts were doing their seasonal roundups, and I remember watching those because I didn't know what to watch. I think it is something that people like to watch and have out there because at least we're talking about things and people can listen. And I mean, obviously we don't know how the quality of the show is going to be throughout. We might have said things are good that get bad, and there might have been some things we weren't into that if we watched the whole thing, we would have fucking loved. But, you know, we're giving a first impression, a potential, you know, if this sounds like your kind of thing, maybe you should check it out.
Yeah, that's why we're hopefully going to also do the wrap-ups, which, you know, I'm still watching stuff for the spring one. But, you know, summer will end, and eventually we'll hopefully watch the shows that we're interested in and talk about them. So, yeah. But,
You know what I hate about modern technology is that this nice little noise you're gonna be hearing is just gonna have to happen for this episode, which is, you know, evident of the quality of shows like Peach Boy Riverside that I picked for some reason. Look, listen, you say that it was ironic that I picked it. No, Craftsdwarf, I knew what I was getting into. I knew the hell that I was about to jump into, the sins that I bore upon my back. I chose it because you did this. You decided to make a draft, and as a certain,
I want to talk about the draft
a certain friend of Vindy Vondo would say, on the seasonal episode. Yeah, on the season, friend of Vindy Bondo.
Just get to it.
Just a little comment, that what the fuck? Why can't I find it? It's
Oh my
gone.
God, Vindy does not listen
yeah.
and sucks at explaining things. Jesus.
Followed by
Sad face. Yeah. Okay, look, I'm gonna yell at Megaraphics right now. He's about to get this. All right, I'm about to fucking beat his ass. All right. So he said 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 30 seconds. Are you sure the Dark Triad meme is dead? And then says, I get it now. The guys that still have difficulties with the normal 1, 2, 3 order decided to do a fucking draft. Okay, listen. The reason that we have difficulties with the normal 1, 2, 3 order isn't the difficulties with the order. It's people don't know where they are in the order. All right. And second of all, for everyone who's wanted to make jokes about the draft or whatever, that's the right call. And if you don't think it is, you're a fucking Melvin. It's just absolutely the correct decision to do a draft there. Because if we do, okay, I pick, and then, if we do like an order, right? And it's like me, Crafts, Nun, what, right? And we go in that order. And then we go back and it's like, okay, well, now back to me. Well, now what screwed? Because he gets the 4th pick, the
last pick of everything,
the 4th pick,
right?
The 8th pick, the 12th pick, the 16th pick. He's just fucked, right? Like, he never gets to pick, like, relative to the round of the draft, what would never get something good. So by doing the draft order and by snaking it, everyone has, on average, like, relative to the round you're on, like, the same quality picks, right? Like, if like, first pick is like a 1, second pick is a 0.75, then a 0.5, then a 0.25, then a 0, everyone averages to a 0.5 if you snake the draft. That's why you do it like that.
Yeah.
You tell him, Vindy. Good job.
He is French after all.
I like the comment by Wet Afros that says, wow, can't believe that seasonal episode ends up bringing the toxicity to its peak again. Glad they don't do this every week anymore.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Further proof that seasonals are evil and terrible.
Look, Nunmanji, you cannot be talking about evil.
No, thank you, my friend Wet Afros. Thank you, my friend. You are my friend.
No, you're toxic.
Okay.
We all know how toxic you are.
So Nekar says that apparently the Realist Hero adaptation isn't very good. Though I also heard something else about the Realist Hero adaptation on Twitter, in that like part of the decision to adapt it was because the novel is like really good, high selling in the West, where in Japan it's not like an exceptional seller, which I thought was interesting. So
imagine reading.
That is especially because I'd never heard of it before.
I mean, I wouldn't expect to hear of it because like light novel fans are like moles under the earth and you like never see them.
I agree.
Okay.
No, he's right. Light novel fans go on. Light novel fans are fucking, what is it, JP users, and they're like they're cave trolls. Like they're troll people. Like they live in caves.
Why
or
is
under bridges.
Nunmanji so toxic lately? Right? Like there's the Dark Triad arc is over, but like now the only one.
Being toxic has nothing to do with being a Dark Triad. No.
Well, that's true. That might be true. Anyway, why are you dying now?
Because everyone's on a fast track to death. That's called life.
No, you played the end of Storm 1 today, so.
God, that's true. The game tried to kill me again.
You want to know what? You want to know what's the proof that Megaraphics, aka French, isn't allowed to talk? Just from looking at the Bokutashi no remake poster, the blue-haired is easily the least attractive, and that's why the French don't have rights.
No,
shouldn't have.
I mean, she's not the least attractive. Well, I mean, I think she is my least favorite of those girls, but I wouldn't. Well, no. You know what? I'm gonna defend this. This comment.
Shut up. You're French.
No.
French.
Here's why. French. Here's the only reason I'll defend it.
Why?
Because he used the phrase least attractive. Okay? I would be completely on your side if he had said that blue-haired girl's the ugliest. Right? Because she's not ugly. She is very good. So but because he used least attractive, he's not saying she's not attractive, just that he likes the other two more. And you know what? I agree, Megaraphics.
But that's the problem. He's basing it on the poster. If you go by her personality, she's easier to take advantage of and therefore more attractive.
And that's the real French mindset.
French Canadian, sir. All right. Here's something else though, by the way. Comment by Craftsdwarf. Can you say that name again? The name of the commenter that you read?
Nekar.
Oh, okay. It says here's something about this racist that we need to address. Cheat Pharmacist is actually amazing. Literally fuego. Guess what I did? Immediately after, moment I
I
got
literally
the chance,
said maybe you guys would like it.
Cheat
I literally-
Pharmacist, and it was very good. It's very fun. And in the second episode, there's a ponytail lady who's the leader of a group of like mercenaries that punches boys and is dumb but tries her best and cares about her friends.
Yes. Hello. You summoned me.
Yes, and she also pepper sprays herself in the second episode, and it's hilarious. I laughed and enjoyed myself quite a bit. This is how I know Craftsdwarf's capping.
I watched one episode.
Capsdwarf.
I
He is
didn't
the Lord
laugh.
Capper.
Yeah. Least favorite
Then you
of the
pick
bunch.
the Cheat Pharmacist show next season.
Well, I tried to, but you took it from me. Stole it from my hands.
I thought I would like it more.
This is where you can't blame me because you
Isn't that what's
literally
fun though
stole
about
it from
drafting
my
it? Is like you might get something that you don't like, but now what might like it? So now in the roundup we can abend it and like, oh, what's like? Oh yeah, I like that show, and I'll be on the roundup. The only thing I'm probably gonna watch is Bokutachi no Remake, but I'll be on to talk about that, so it's okay.
So here's another comment I want to read by Kit. It says, "Look how overly nice What is to None, trying to manipulate people's perception of him to earn their trust. He can't fool me, though he clearly intentionally disrupted the draft order. What a manipulator." Now here's the thing. As you can see now, I'm not defending None because I know of his sins. Ow!
None's done nothing
fucking
wrong.
toe. You sure about that?
Thank you,
Are
Vindy.
you sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen his toxic ways.
I also feel like what you're doing here doesn't disprove his point just because you could have saw that comment and decided to change your behavior. So it doesn't really prove that you weren't doing that before.
None. This is why you're incapable of understanding anyone. You're so wrapped up in your sadistic desires for chaos and entertainment.
Come on.
You can't see others as people, just dolls for you to toy with. You really are a disgusting monster, None.
Why are you so toxic?
That's
Anyway,
literally not me. Not me. Hello?
Okay,
You-
TM06.
Huh? What? Hello?
Anyways,
Anyway.
so when we get to the weekly None, I really want you to read the comment by Water.
Oh my god. Uh-huh.
Why are you
Okay,
forcing
so are we
me
going to
into
the weeklies? I don't think we have
reading
any more.
things? I feel
I don't
like
have any
you
more on
should
the
read that
seasons.
one.
Read it, please.
Okay, are we moving on?
I guess
To
we
the
are.
weekly, yeah.
The aura of this podcast is so much darker without None.
Now-
which is weird because he was the censored one.
Hey, Craftsdwarf, why did you make None read this comment?
Because it's funny.
Why is it funny, Craftsdwarf? That's a little interesting. Why do you feel that it's funny?
The way he read it was even funnier.
Can
Can we talk about
All right.
Chad Melvin being in the showing up in the comments?
God, Chad Melvin the
Honestly,
manga
Melvin-
reader?
Yeah, he's
the
the
one
real
who brought-
reason I'm back.
I was just gonna say Melvin
Yeah.
brought None back. Yeah.
I also like how like Melvin's comment has more likes than mine.
Dude,
Like,
Melvin
I
comments
feel
on
like
one of
it's
my
like-
videos. I think he's so good as a commentator. I love the Hey King. Oh, what a hero!
Well, he's Melvin the manga reader. He reads manga and is willing to like diversify what he knows in terms of entertainment.
Yeah. Shout out to Melvin, my hero.
He probably also doesn't. He also probably does know that CG can be used in any medium. Anyway,
I bet he doesn't have a film degree.
he doesn't need one. He's too smart.
Yeah, he doesn't. You don't need a film degree if you read manga, Craftsdwarf, please.
Hey, Nunmanji, can you read the generic MC comment as well?
No, that
Why-
one's too
why not?
much.
Why
Bro,
not?
too
Don
much
didn't
for
even
me.
kill Gachi Gorilla. He was framed. How many times do I have to say this? You brainwashed
I can't read any of his
morons.
comments actually.
You even fooled this sweet and noble man Gachi Gorilla into leaving your lies. Pathetic. Let's not act like
By the
Gachi
way,
Gorilla
I
is
just-
sweet and noble when he's the leader of all the propaganda.
I want to say I do love the little bit None added at the start with the guy.
Oh yeah, that was great.
It was hilarious. Notice how it was None creating that.
No,
fabricating that
notice
for the
how
beginning of the episode.
Don Cheadle was taking over Kanye's
Oh my
subreddit.
God.
He takes over Kanye's subreddit.
Oh
He's
my
the villain of Space
God.
Jam 2 and is taking advantage of
Okay.
that kid, and he took advantage of Gachi 3 fucking times.
What is this like narrative you're trying to push here, right? You literally muted yourself 'cause you know your sins,
Let's be true though, Kanye kind of deserved it.
bruh.
Where's Donda?
Oh well. Notice how it's titled Don.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, that's because it's his mother's name, and the album's about how he's lonely without her.
Okay, so this mental image is really funny. 12 says, "Boy, YouTube sure chose the right one to play the audio of and be stuck on the first frame of," which I assume means that he encountered a glitch where YouTube got stuck on. Yeah. So he's just like it's the whole like
Gachi Gorilla's
podcast, but it's just Gachi Gorilla's face. So that's funny to me.
Can't believe Nun was finally freed from the shackles of the Weeb Club from Equinox. Sad.
Bruh, here's a comment from one of my favorite commenters, one of my favorite fans of the Weeb Club. Man, you three really have a really good dynamic. Glad this episode only had the people that should be here. It's weird that he said that.
Who said that?
Our biggest fan. BSA super fan.
Oh. Fuck that guy.
What? He's right here.
So?
Still talks. Bruh, this is so sad. I can't believe
Who's
this
Crafts
is
being
happening
toxic too?
Yeah. He's mad
Look, anyone who likes the BSA enough to call themselves a fan, let alone a super fan, doesn't deserve human rights.
Holy shit! Just because he's black?
Craftsdwarf, could you say the name of that commenter
BSA
again
super
real
fan
quick?
is definitely not black.
Craftsdwarf,
That
can you
is
say the
some
name of that commenter
slander.
real quick?
Didn't you say it was BSA super fan?
No,
I didn't see the comment.
The other one, man. The other one.
Stop making him say this guy's name.
Oh, what?
Anyway, I'm ready to move on to the Reddit.
We're not gonna talk about. Oh, well.
Which one? What?
You
Did
can
you have
if
one
you
you
want.
wanted to talk about?
Oh, hey, the Magi record video came out.
That just came out.
That
today.
We'll talk about that
Today.
next week. No, that goes next
The
weekly.
Magi record video.
That
came
goes
out
next
today.
weekly. It's
So
just
watch
like how
it.
it's just like how last week
Yeah.
when we did the
So anyway,
episode we
onto
didn't
the
talk
Reddit.
about the
I don't know why you guys
seasonals
are
because we
talking
talked about it
right
this
now.
week.
You guys are wasting my time. Can you guys like go to the Reddit now, please? Thank you.
So I like the first one, which is Revenue
Starlight.
My favorite part's the minion for
Yes,
diving.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh, guess time to kill myself.
I find minions, they aren't quite as funny to me as like Pickle Rick and Roboco and those kind of things, because I was never I never got like swamped with minion advertising and shit. I was too old for that. Like I wasn't watching TV,
Oh my
so I'm
God.
not really
Foul.
annoyed by minions because
Minions are
I've never
foul.
seen anything with
Okay.
minions in them.
I'm sorry.
I've been on Facebook
I
for
know
5
you
seconds.
mean like ironic in all cases, Crafts. But I think, and I don't ever do this anymore, but this needs to be clipped, so I'm calling for it. I need Mega Graphics to clip Craftsdwarf saying that he doesn't think minions are as funny as Pickle Rick and Roboco. Because out of context, that actually sounds like you're saying it completely unironically that like you think all three are funny, and that's
Well, I do
hysterical.
think it's funny. It's just not like in
And
itself.
here we
It's funny
have
because it
here
makes people mad.
Two
right?
nerds
No,
explaining
right?
their
Because
own
ironically,
joke
you think they're funny.
in the
But
middle of a podcast. It's
shut
very
up! Shut your mouth.
Not what. Vindy's
Hey,
betraying
hey!
this theme of not asking Mega Graphics to clip.
I
things,
know,
so-
but
saying.
the French
so
And
brother.
we literally
dude,
talked about it like today or yesterday.
I know, but the
So,
Frenchman like doesn't pay attention when he clips anymore, and he says there are never any clips. So I needed to make sure he clipped the one thing in season
Hey.
2 that absolutely is.
Anyway,
What do you
right.
think
Kingdom
about this
Hearts
message,
on the
Jenny
Reddit.
non-believers?
Kingdom Hearts.
Let me face my fears.
I don't.
Let me
didn't watch it.
face my fears.
And also, someone somehow made a more cursed Magi record thing. Eyes.
Wait, what?
But I guess that's
yeah.
relevant to a video that we'll talk about next week.
You're
so.
ignoring the one that just says Kingdom Hearts.
I said Kingdom Hearts.
I was looking at
I
the
don't
one
get
that
it.
says message Jenny non-believers.
which was posted after that.
But not
Going
after the
wrong
Magia
order.
record one.
I was done with the other two.
Look at Kanye, man. Look at him. What does this image mean?
That's not Kanye, is
No.
it?
No. What? Anyway.
I don't know
That's
what we're
not-
talking about. Okay.
We're talking about Kanye West.
We're past
and
the
how,
Reddit.
like- and how,
So
like, Kanye
before
West
we,
is
so
cool.
basically, we felt like not having a topic because we have so much media we want to discuss that we're just going to do 2 rotations. So before we do that,
Very
let's actually
epic.
not forget the seasonal show that we're supposed to talk about.
Oh.
Oh, want to talk about that
wow.
first? Haha.
Phenomenal. Amazing.
Phenomenal show.
Exceptional.
I want to have sex with all of them.
It. I don't know.
Sexual
Who?
relations.
I don't know who. I don't know who I need to thank. Okay, but she exists. She exists.
God, probably.
She exists. Those 2 screenshots are all I have to say. 10 out of 10.
I like the one with her mad and crying.
I thought
That's
you were about to
definitely
say you
awesome.
like the
Would
one with
like
the fat
that.
ass.
It's the one crying is hotter.
They're both hot.
Fair.
I love her. She's so good. But we should probably go back to the other episode first. I just had to get that out of the way.
They're still all stupid.
This little mini arc that we had was so fun. I loved it.
Oh yeah, it was really fun.
It not only was it super fun, it was starting to get me like not emotional, but like I was emotionally invested in it. Especially like Saki stuff in the second episode of it, but like it was so good.
No, yeah, well, like, cause what I was thinking about is like how it's still able to be like funny and silly and dumb, but like there's still characters and they're still doing things based on like they all have their flaws, right? Like Nagi's, like one thing I noticed that I hadn't picked up on before, from these 2 episodes, the way Nagisa talks about the relationship, it sounds like she doesn't think it's going to last. She does not think she is going to be with Naoya forever. Right. And she is just enjoying the time she like.
That's why she's so okay. And that's why she's okay, like sharing with Saki, because she's like, I mean, she even said that earlier. She's like, this is my one, like, this is the chance I have, right? Like, this is the only way that I can get what I want, so I have to do it this way.
She's literally the sad puppy of the cast.
Look, she resorts to sexual relations. It's very sad. She cries and then runs to the furthest place away.
That's Saki. We're talking about Nagisa.
Door. Oh, women are all the same.
Yeah, no, I mean,
of course, like Saki, doesn't feel like she has anything to offer to the relationship, and like Naoya thinks he has it so good that like his self-sacrificing nature is it's drowning them almost, like the way he's kind of like almost pushing Saki away because he wants to do everything for her, even though she wants to help because she's not feeling secure. And it's good character stuff, even though it's like there's jokes happening and it's all very silly still, but it's like good.
That's what I was gonna say is that I think is so good about like the kind of the conflicts that we had is it felt very real. Like obviously it's like they're stupid anime characters that are dumber than any normal person, and the situation they're in is like insane, but also like the actual like core of their relationship problems felt like very real things that can happen in any relationship, right? Mm-hmm. That I fucking loved that, like how like when you really get down to the core of it, and it's like, look, like now he is taking too much onto himself and not doing anything because he's trying his best to make everyone else happy, so he's not sharing any burden. So Saki feels like she can't do anything and has nothing to do or contribute, and that makes her feel worse. And now everyone's feeling worse because they're not, communicating with each other and sharing this load is such like a real situation that happens to people all the time. It's really good.
Yeah.
Hey, Nun. How are you?
Hey, Nun.
How'd you feel
Hello.
about the episodes?
I mean, it was really good. I mean, I didn't feel like talking about it though, but
even though you were literally sitting there last week, going, "Hey, dumb fucks, maybe you should talk about."
No, the other ones I wanted to talk about, but this one I didn't feel like talking about. Even though I really liked it.
About episode 3 because we didn't before.
Okay. Anyway,
I was also gonna talk about episode 3.
I mean, it's good. Good show.
Are you a real person?
What the heck? Why are you hating?
Because you're not. You talk.
You're hating.
Be a part of the podcast.
Okay, I'll talk about the next episode. I mean, were you gonna mention something from the 3rd episode or the 4th episode just now?
I'm not really discriminating.
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna talk about them both as one.
Oh my god.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh my god. You know what part I forgot about that I fucking love? I guess to talk about a part when fucking Saki goes to the store and comes back with gummies. Or
oh my god,
the entire part where
gummies.
she's trying to do all these
them.
things. And she just keeps like doing whatever it wants, but specifically the gummies. Because when she comes back from the store and she goes, "Gummy" is like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life until blonde haired girl showed up.
She's so
right.
like I like how like when she gets mad and I'm going home but her home's next door.
Her home's, like,
so
right
she
next
just
door.
like
what a
That's
reveal!
a lot more about their relationship.
What a
actually, the
plot
fact that she was
twist!
Right next door.
Yeah, what a plot twist! Insane.
That's so funny, dude.
Well, like it's like no wonder her parents are totally cool with her staying over at Nalia's because it's like it's right there.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking love the scene where she decides that like the only thing she can do for Naoya is like, you know,
all I can think about is sex.
I can
Yeah,
only
just
think of
bang him.
sex.
Her
That's all I
like
can only
her
think of.
manic face when she wakes him up is so funny, and then just oh my god, the entire episode from then on out is just insane.
Also, I'm laughing at my notes because at the end of the episode, they got her to come over so they could actually fucking talk. Where Nagisa forced Naoya to touch her breast, and then Sasaki jumps over and then I made a joke about the plot twist is that she actually wants to touch Nagisa's breast, but then like it did that joke literally the next episode where after everything resolved, like there's little volume in between page that in the like scene transition of like Saki's like, damn it, I want to touch him too, and it's like,
Well,
she's so gay.
Just more of main guy being a fucking homie is like the entire like he doesn't sleep for like 3 days because he's trying to get her to talk to him and all the different things he does, right? Because there's so many different funny parts of that. Like he writes her a whole letter that's like bigger than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. He shows her his Twitter likes to show that he doesn't discriminate based on breast size.
The fact
and then
that
the
he
best
follows
part,
all these fucking accounts though.
I would say the best part is when he spends like
$1,000.
I think it was like $1,000 or something. Yeah,
it was $10,000. I think.
No, I don't think it was that. I feel like
I think it was 10,000.
Okay.
I think it was 100,000, which is right.
100,000 yen, which is about $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Exchange rate. Yeah.
And he spends $1,000 in the gacha and doesn't even get a single 5-star. Was like just this tiny joke that was so funny. Man wails out and doesn't get anything good.
It hurts.
Haha, gacha fans stay losing.
Imagine being a gacha fan. Couldn't be me.
I also liked in episode 4 where it turns out Saki's a fucking gamer.
You knew that though.
No, I mean, but more so, like, we see it now. Here it is.
That's true.
Imagine playing that game on the phone though.
I think like mobile battle royales are pretty big in Japan actually. Like PUBG Mobile and stuff.
Cringe.
I think they're bigger mobile than they are like on PC or console in Japan.
Very sad.
So
yeah, it was.
I really
just
like
a
that
fun
like
scene.
Saki has something against like the blonde girl already. Like, before they met,
yeah.
she already knew her as this online presence that she was like feeling some kind of way about. Yeah,
this fucking
like,
booba streamer, fucking Amaranth over here, hot tub meta.
And then like I like when they actually meet. She gets to kind of like make fun of her to her face, I guess, and like. At first when the blonde girl has the upper hand because she knows their secret, and she's like taunting them. Once they realize she's the titty streamer, they just turned it against her, and it was really good.
I agree.
No, yeah, I'm kind of curious as to how the next episode's going to explore her more. So, and then of course there's also Saki's friend who's like still there, but
the really hot one.
She hasn't
really
found out
hot
yet.
one.
Yeah, so now it really makes me beg the question because okay, well let's not pretend like Saki's friend is the hottest one. You're fucking dumb. No, you're dumb. No, don't talk. You're dumb.
You need to shut your mouth right now.
Because I mean, the episode ends right with her demanding that she's now a part of it, right? Which is funny in its own right, really funny in its own right, right? And she's like, "This sounds interesting. I'm now your girlfriend too." Like, doesn't ask her anything, right? Not also is that funny. It's insanely hot, but that's fine. I think like it's also great because now the question is the white-haired girl also gonna be a part of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm really curious to see how this goes now that because I think this actually the way that it happened is like an interesting like change to the formula because now it's not just now you likes both of them, and they like him. Now there's this other girl who's just all of a sudden a part of it out of nowhere, right?
Right, and well, because like Naoya, even if he can't suddenly start loving her because like with Nagisa and Saki it's very different. So it's like he has no reason to fall for her immediately.
Right? It could happen
so
over time. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not like it's impossible, but it's just like, he feels differently about her. So, we'll see how he actually reacts next episode.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting to see, I think, from this point as well, is like how the other two, because I think the other two like almost bond in this episode through the fact that, well, not only is there the part where Saki's like really funny, she's like, we're rivals and I hate you. But then now he's like, I want to be friends though. And she's like, me too. And then they play video games together. But I think there is like, they kind of have a bond through how much they like Naoya, and what's going to happen now with the blonde girl, because she's doesn't have that bond with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see. But I think it's really interesting, and I like her a lot, and so I can't wait to see her more of her.
Yeah. All right, so now rotation 1 of the weekly roundup, I guess.
None?
Unfortunate.
Man, ain't none. You're part of the podcast.
Maybe I should save this one for later. I don't know.
Well, we're doing 2 rotations, so.
Yeah, we're doing 2 rotations.
I mean, I know we're doing 2. That's why I said later.
Oh, okay.
You're stupid, man. Stop being stupid.
Okay, I'm just gonna be right. So I've been reading Rosario Vampire. I finished season 1, and I'm almost finished season 2. I have like 15 chapters left.
I've seen you talking about it a little bit, and I know you're not a fan.
What are you talking about? I heard he's the biggest fan of all time.
I guess some context on what the manga is. It's kind of like, there's humans and there's monsters, and they both dislike each other for various reasons. The humans, I guess, less so, because the humans aren't fully aware. Like, not every human knows there's monsters. Like, some of them do, but like most of them don't. But yeah, like they have various reasons for not liking each other. Like, humans kind of somewhat took land from the monsters. They've also just like generally, blamed them for things that they didn't necessarily do. Like, there's an arc where something's going wrong in like a field, and they assume that like witches are doing it without proof. And the monsters don't like them because they feel like, humans treat them, kind of discriminatory, and kind of like, like they're just monsters. And I mean, a lot of them are. But yeah, and like, because of how the humans treat them, they feel isolated, and even within the monsters themselves, they kind of isolate each other, because like a lot of monsters are like scared of vampires, because vampires are like the strongest, and they're like, they think that the vampires are kind of like stuck up and like above them, and they're scared of like how strong they are. There's just various things like that, like where or like, they'll think that I guess like all of this particular monster does this thing, or like they just have these general misconceptions about each other
and stereotypes and kind of things, or
racism.
Yeah. And and I guess I didn't mention that, like, yeah, some monsters do eat people. It's not like super. Yeah. I can't think of a instance where they've shown monsters eating people, but they definitely do, some of them. And so yeah, and like the main character, he wants coexistence between both of them, and the school that he ends up in, like, he's a normal guy who ended up at a monster school, and the school itself's goal is to try to make monsters fit in with human society and coexist with them. Like, he does end up connecting with a lot of monsters there, and wants coexistence between both of them. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's about. But I really don't like it, because like, so I mean, I guess to start off with the part that's not as big a deal, I guess, even though the manga tries so hard to do it. It tries so hard all the time to be so hot and sexy, because it's just like, it really wants to get somebody's rock hard, but it just literally can't. Like, the girls' bodies are never hot. They just can't do it. It has a lot of panty shots in it, but one of the girls in particular, like, like her pant, like it literally looks like she has a dick in the shots. Like like it definitely looks like it. I will send some pictures. You're gonna have to put these in.
Making me do things already.
Well, it's worth it.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Waiting a bit.
Yeah, but like it literally looks like she has like a little dick in there.
Dude, she's fucking packing in the second one. No, she's packing in that.
There's also another one that's also like definitely packing. Like it looks like like you're about to read like a Fuda Dojin and it's like about to pop out and like hold up. Let me get it.
Fuda Dojins are hot, huh?
Okay.
What the fuck?
Huh? Who said that? Is that retro?
Wow. I guess what wants to be with a Fuda? What
Like,
said Fuda
if
on
you
guy
like
is
zoom
hot.
in, you can really see it. Like
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I haven't read it. Maybe there's other hot pages you haven't posted, but nothing I've seen.
I mean, there's one piece. Okay, there's one piece of like fan service that's like, all right.
No. I mean, I'm not even saying I don't believe you. It's just that like I can't say that it's not hot if I haven't read it, right? Like, but everything I've seen, I'm not a fan, is what I'll say. In terms of like, it's not a manga that like, because like like there are manga where like, I think everyone's had this happen. Someone posts a page and you're like, who the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's whatever, it's this lady, and you're like, all right, I'm reading it for that. And you read a manga because there's like just one really hot girl.
You're not gonna
Rosario doesn't really have that for me,
Rosario.
so it doesn't. It's not getting me there.
Look, like this is a page where they try to have all of them in bikinis and have all of them look good and stuff, but they just don't. Like, their bodies are like so plainly drawn without any like
that one over
like
there
really
to the
good,
right,
well done
towards the middle
curves or
is pretty
anything.
hot.
No, shut up.
I won't say which one.
And I will point out that the dick girl is on the far left where she can hide some of that.
No, the best girl in this is really wild swimsuit on the left,
girl.
and then the one next to her. No, I know.
Hiding it.
It's either the twin tails, just because I like her blush, or the girl next to her with the wild swimsuit.
But yeah, aside from it not looking good,
I'd love to see that swimsuit in a different art style.
Unlucky, I think.
Aside from it not looking good and stuff, generally like 80% of the antagonists, and I will say they're not like these ones that I'm about to talk about aren't like the main antagonists, but like they're like, a lot of the monster of the week ones, or a lot of the people who are working for the bigger organizations and who are involved in things and show up. Like 80% of them are just like literally people who sexually harass people. Like
Organization 13.
Like there's always somebody who's like trying to grab somebody's tits or trying to look up somebody's panties, or like there's this one guy way later on who literally like kisses one of the girls and grabs her tits, and like it's so many of the antagonists to the point where it's just like I can't even read the manga without like just I don't know, like I can't take any of the antagonists seriously ever, because of the vast majority of them being like that.
So it's like
and
that
not
one
really
scene
having
in
anything
Sword
to
Art
them.
Online of Sugo licking Asuna on the face, but it's like the entire
But all
manga.
the time.
Jeez.
Yeah. Like, and
one time.
And it sounded like season 2, which is the second part of the manga. It goes by season 2, even though it's a manga, but even that part of it still has a lot of that, even though it was supposed to like tone down, and it is more of a battle shonen in the second half, because there are like the last half, like the last part of season 1 does have like a longer arc, but like season 2 more so has like longer arcs consistently, and like a consistent, like I guess long-term goal, but like God, I talked about it so much yesterday. It's so hard to talk about.
So
now.
hateful, man.
And like another problem I have with it too, that's like, I guess like since it's about the whole like wanting monsters and humans to coexist, like it leans so hard on the side of like showing what's wrong with like the monsters, I guess. Like I get why it does that, because it's like monsters kind of almost feel the most hurt over like the discrepancies, like the problems between the two, because again, most humans don't really know monsters exist, so but every monster knows humans exist.
Weird way to frame the conflict. Like imagine One Piece if most people were like
Oh,
fishmen, what are those? Like, it doesn't work. Right? Like, that just seems like a weird way to frame the conflict.
Like, it does, like, say, like, you know, like, Mocha, she's the main girl, and she's a vampire. And one of the things that happened to her was she felt hurt by humans not knowing she existed. Like, she went into a human school, and, like, people, you know, just didn't know monsters existed, so she felt like, she felt kind of invisible there, and, like, she didn't belong, and she was, like... And, like, there is something, like, way later on that, like, makes that less weird. Because, like, when you read it in season 1, it just seems like you could... Like, everybody there thought she was a human. And, like, it feels weird that a bunch of people would randomly bring up, like, oh, my God, monsters don't exist. Oh, I hate vampires. Like, just randomly, even though they're just, like,
where
fictional
does this
to
author
them.
live? Like, hello? When I was in high school, Twilight was popular. Everybody loved vampires except people who hated vampires. But no one's like, "Oh man, I hate vampires. They really exist, and I hate them." Like, no, I was just like, so I'm annoyed by Twilight existing. So
You're fucking something else, man.
But yeah, like, I mean, way later, like, the thing with her is kind of just, like, it does make a little more sense, but it's still dumb, like, kind of.
This is not the rage I was expecting.
Oh, yeah, like,
Please stop
yeah,
the rage.
about, like, it leaning so hard on, like, showing what's wrong with the monsters. Like, a lot of the monsters are trying to disrupt the coexistence between people and humans because, like, a lot of them are crazy and just want to kill every human. Like, a lot of the antagonist groups want to do that. Like, that's also another thing where it's, like, a lot of them are the same in that way. I mean, that's not really bad, but it's, like a lot of them are, like, super psychotic and, like...
I can see it getting old.
Yeah, like all of them just, like... I don't know, like, it doesn't really have much to them to where it, like, tries to point out specific things that happen to specifically them, or, like, and like, a lot of it's just, like, you know, we just want them gone, and, like, kind of thirsting for power and stuff, and, like, you know, I haven't gotten to, like, the very end, because, you know, I do have 15 chapters left, and I could see, like, at least one, like, the final boss or whatever, at least, like, having, like, more of a thing, but, like, most of them are kind of just, like, the same way, really, and like, again, it is weird that humans don't know they exist. Like, I don't know if I would just say, like, you should change that or not, but it's, like, it's very limited in terms of what humans have actually done, because, like, it really only has, like, 2 or 3 instances where it says, like, what humans, like, did, and even then it doesn't, like, show any, like, really modern things they did, other than, like, that random instance where, like, even though most people don't believe in monsters, they were still like, oh, what if witches did this at this specific location to disrupt our trying to build, like, industry things.
It does sound kind of goofy, yeah.
Yeah, like, and, like, I do get it that, like, monsters kind of have the most power to kind of disrupt this attempt at coexistence, so, you know, and, like, the protagonist, by being human and, like, experiencing the monster world, you know, he should kind of focus on making the monsters kind of reconcile with wanting to coexist, and kind of you know, kind of being more forthcoming with, like, probably, I mean, I don't know what'll happen at the end if they would just, like, reveal themselves and, like, everybody knows there's monsters or whatever. Like, I do see how it's, like, more on the monsters to kind of do things, because humans don't really have that much of a role in things since they don't know they're a thing. And, like, I just feel like when it leans so hard on monsters, it almost makes, like, the monsters feel just kind of worse, especially when so many of them are, like, sexually harassing people. Like, even the ones that aren't even, like super evil are like that. Like, everyone in this, like a lot of, like, people in the school are, like, super perverts towards, like, Mocha and, like, the main girls, and even the people in the, like, main cast, like, the girls there who are monsters are also kind of technically, like, sexually harassing people sometimes, or each other, and things. And, like, like, I mentioned this, like, at some point, that, like, one of the main characters gets, like, you know, forcibly kissed and stuff, and so to, like, And so it's like this emotion, I guess this emotional moment of like making up for that and like, you know, I guess, I don't know, saving her. I mean, not saving her, but like it basically one of the other main girls kisses this girl who got forcibly kissed, and to say, and she says like that'll like to take that creep's kiss away or whatever. It's not the exact line, but it's like
That's what I do for my
it's
homies.
so weird.
You do that for your
It's
homies?
like it's definitely just like, you know, that girl just got sexually harassed, and then to take your mind off of that, let me sexually harass you too. Like, yeah, they're
But it's
friends.
okay when girls are doing it, I guess.
It's big.
Like, what?
Hello?
Like, yeah, they're friends, and it's also kind of one of those things where it's like the fact that she was willing to kiss her in the first place does show that she like really cares about her too, and that even though she was angry at that one girl at first, you know, they're still friends. But it's just it's such a weird moment. Like like I can't think of any other series that would do something like that. Like, what? Yeah, I don't even know if I should describe it more too. Like, I guess talk about things that I actually do like the main girl, like Mocha, she has like a split personality, and one's outer Mocha, one's inner Mocha, and you know, there's a mystery surrounding that, but I can't really spoil that. But like, I really like inner Mocha because you know, there's some actually good chapters with her, and where like most of the time like outer Mocha is the one who's controlling Mocha and like out and about and like falling in love with Sukane.
Sukune?
Sukune.
Hold the fuck
Shut
up.
up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut
The
up.
name
Shut
is
up. Shut up.
Okay,
Shut up.
my god.
Okay.
Sukane? Hold on.
Sukune. Shut up. Shut up.
Skune.
Shut up.
Skune. It's
I
like that.
Shut up.
Skune right there.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Hello?
I don't care.
Like, hello?
I don't care.
I had seen it, but I thought it was Sukine. I thought it was an I instead of a U. Is it not?
Oh my god, y'all are.
I haven't read the manga. I'm
Can't
saying
read.
I thought I
Y'all
saw
are
a page that was
dumb. I can't
Sukine.
believe
Alright,
it.
Okay, I'm
whatever.
sorry.
Chill out.
Craftsdwarf, was
Whatever.
anything I did there egregiously bad?
No,
Thank you.
you made a
Yes.
mistake.
Anyway.
It's fine.
Racism.
Like from the start, outer Mocha does like the main character, but inner Mocha isn't like as accepting of him at first. And like a lot of the characters kind of fall for the main character immediately, but inner Mocha's the only one who's kind of like she does like fall for him kind of fast-ish, but like she's more of a sooner about it, and she's like kind of like more like, you have to earn my love. Like, I wouldn't say he didn't earn the other girls' loves, but it's like it's definitely like a little more of a drawn out thing. And like, it's really cute like seeing her kind of be into him, but like also still like, you know, she is like you know, she is like a vampire, and she is like the strongest like race, so she has like kind of a pride about it. And you know, she kind of says like how she doesn't want to be won over by him, or like he'll have like a really hard time winning her over. And I don't know, like I just kind of liked I like the chapters where she was out more, but that's more like there's like maybe like 3 chapters where she's like out for, no, it's probably a little longer than that, but like there's like a little stretch where she is like out more, and she is interacting more, and it's like one of the better stretches in the manga. Like, there was a stretch of like this isn't like it had those chapters, and then it had like a flashback part, and so those chapters with outer Mocha being not outer, inner Mocha being being outward, I guess, and that flashback were like a stretch that I liked, and I actually liked reading. Then after that stretch, it just kind of went back to being more of the same, with more of the same antagonists that I don't like. And you know, I don't really care for the cast in general. Like, I struggle to think of like traits of the main character that like really stand out to me. And like a weird thing about like the second season, like I don't know if like I wouldn't just think that I'm right on this, but like he feels kind of like a little too different from like season 1, to the point where he doesn't, I mean, like, you know, I do understand why he's like more confident now, and like why he, like, part of why he is the way he is, but he feels like so different sometimes, to where it's just like, I don't know, I wouldn't, like, he feels a bit too different, like, to the point where it's hard to say if he's like it feels like more of a departure, like than it should feel like, I guess. But yeah, looks art. I don't like the fan service. Doesn't look good.
Real quick, I will say that for you or anyone listening, if you're interested in sort of monster human thing, I really liked interviews with monster girls.
Good manga or anime.
I haven't read the manga yet, but yeah, the anime is really good. It doesn't do it as like a racism thing. It does it more as a disability thing.
Yes.
Where it's less that the monsters are not human, because they're it's more that just they have certain conditions that make it harder. They like the vampire girl, like she doesn't really like suck blood or anything, but she doesn't take heat well. Like it's almost more like albinism almost. Right. Or in a one without even a real allegory is the Dullahan girl who her head is just continually severed from her body, and so it makes like living hard for her in some ways. Like she can't just like go swimming because if she drops her head in the water, she will just fucking drown if she can't find her head, right? So it's still like a fantasy take on it, but it's just a really good anime. So I was just suggesting that as like, here's something that because like this the human monster element doesn't seem I don't know, it doesn't interest me, but I did think of interviews with monster girls, and it's like probably my favorite. I haven't seen a lot of monster girl or monster human kind of things because I know there exists, but I just thought of it, so I'm like, I'm gonna mention that anyway. Keep going. Sorry.
I mean, I was pretty much done, I think. I guess I do want to just post one more picture of the manga just failing to make things hot. Like, so plain. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Alright.
Well, I'm lucky.
Alright, what? Are we gonna fucking pog out of our fucking minds now?
The Securial arts!
Are we talking about the Securial arts?
LeBron Jame, Don Ball, Don Cheadle, Algae Rhythm, Bugs Bunny, Big Chungus, Rick and Morty, Richard and Mortimer, Clay Thompson in his natural state.
Don Cheadle being an evil
gamers. Basketball.
E3 game
basketball. Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, AD, the Miami Heat, LA Lakers, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Someone stop this man.
Hey guys, we're talking about Space Jam 2. Now here's the thing.
It's actually Space Jam, a new legacy.
Mongoloids out there. For all you Mongoloids out there who think this movie's bad.
It's good.
Here's the problem. So here's the thing.
No, I actually think people who don't like Space Jam 2 actually have a stick up their ass. Like, unironically.
No. Here's my theory, right? Here's my theory. I think that if you are not a Zoomer, you genetically are not you cannot enjoy this film.
I've only seen like 2 clips of it, and they caused me like a minor amount of physical anguish. So I decided I'm probably not going to see the movie.
We should explain how we watched the movie. Me, None, and What watched the movie.
Here's the thing. What was like? Hey, I can't record on Saturday. Want to know what fucking happened later that day on Saturday?
At the time we normally would have recorded.
Yeah, fucking What, Vindy, and None got into the call.
It's not my fault. That's
with a bunch of other people and just watched Space Jam.
Do you want to know the actual toxic conversation that happened? What and I made plans on Friday. We're like, we'll watch Space Jam tomorrow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What messages me? Oh my god, when did you do this? Holy shit! When the fuck?
Did
we have a whole conversation after this?
This is about your toxicity. We were making plans, right? We were making plans, and then you said, "I'm gonna watch it with my family," and I was like,
"Oh yeah," and then we didn't,
Abandoning me like always.
Oh,
but you didn't.
Yeah. So that was, and then the next day we said we were gonna watch Space Jam, and at one point you just messaged me and you said something like, "Well, we have to. Can we watch Space Jam before recording Weeb Club, or should we convince them to record tomorrow?" And I said, either way works for me. I'd probably rather record tomorrow though. And he goes, "Yeah." And so then he just jumps in here and says, "Hey, can we record tomorrow?" We delayed it. Like, it wasn't like we delayed it and they were like, "Oh, we're free. Let's watch Space Jam." We delayed it to watch Space Jam.
Well, anyway.
So I'm just fucking like watching shit and streaming Kamen Rider, and I'm like, you fuckers. I was ready to record. I edit it. I have less time to edit now because of you. Because of Space Jam.
Well,
Anyways,
no,
that's not a movie.
there's more reasons you have less time to edit than just Space Jam.
It's probably
True.
Space Jam's
But
fault.
also,
Space Jam probably drained all the energy out of my body. That's probably.
Um,
But anyway, I literally think that if you are not a Zoomer, you are not genetically predisposed to liking Space Jam 2. Here's the thing, right? It's kind of like if I show somebody one of those Zoomer meme edits and they don't laugh at it, if they're confused by it, they're not genetically
No.
predisposed to understanding it.
so I actually disagree with you here, and here's why.
Oh my god, okay.
No. I don't think So I think some of our enjoyment of Space Jam 2 comes from the Zoomer ironic, look at shit. But I also think that like Space Jam 2. Here's the thing. I think if you care about pop culture at all, which Craftsdwarf doesn't, so I think there would be a lot of confusion for him in the movie.
He's old.
I don't think he's seen The Matrix. I don't think he would get The Matrix
It's not
reference.
I don't care for it.
He hasn't seen Scream either, so.
Definitely
It's like
hasn't
35
seen
out of
Mad
10
Max
movies.
Fury Road. He wouldn't enjoy that.
Yes,
part.
I have. It's actually good.
Literally just
Vindy, your
assuming
theory's
things about
falling
Crowd
apart. Hold
right
on.
over here.
My point
Your
is,
theory's
I think
literally
that like
falling apart.
Space Jam 2 would be an enjoyable movie.
Are you
for
telling me
anyone-
children have watched Casablanca, Vindy?
I've seen it.
No. I'm not saying
You
children.
haven't?
I'm not saying
Have
children.
you told me that children have watched fucking
No.
Austin
I'm
Powers?
not saying children. Let me
You're
finish.
talking about Zoomers, man.
I never said children. I said people who care about or like pop culture. First of all, you fucking ape.
Literally
Okay,
all
so
the
now that
people
that's
are
out of the way.
25 or older do not like this film because of the pop culture references.
That's not true. You don't know everyone 25 or older who's seen it.
I've seen.
My
like,
point
every
is that I
single
think
fucking-
Space Jam 2 would be a really, really enjoyable movie to watch with people. I don't think I would have liked it as much if I'd watched it alone, but watching it with friends made it really, like, and you could say, well, anything's fun with friends, but, like, I enjoyed the movie Space Jam 2. I thought it was really fun, and I think part of that was because, like, with friends, it's like you can,
Well, not everything's enjoyable with
just,
friends.
like, poke fun at it and,
So you could be recording a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Stop posting.
Yeah,
Rosario
but I
the
would
Vampire.
much
We're trying to-
rather
We've moved
watch
on, Nun.
Space Jam:
Okay.
A New Legacy.
I can still
We've
post it.
literally moved on, and we're talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy. All right. No. Okay. So let me tell you, my theory is right and
Okay.
holds up holds more water. So I think because Zoomers are like the first Space Jam for a big majority of them, right? Like it's not as fresh in our memory or as a big of a thing like nostalgic, right? Like we don't have like this high pedestal for Space Jam, right?
I mean, I saw
Some of us do.
closer to when it came out, and I also don't have it on a high pedestal. Like, it's just a movie that I
Yeah.
watched as a kid.
Well, like here's the thing, right? It's like that thing where like you see these people on the internet, like if they make a reboot of something, like when the new She-Ra show was announced, everyone all of a sudden was like, "They've ruined my She-Ra. What have they done?" And I'm like, "You motherfuckers have not thought about She-Ra since that shit fucking came out in the before times, right? None of you have actually seen it. As proof, I fucking showed my mom pictures of the original She-Ra. She's like, "Oh my god, did they really look like that?" I was like, "Yes." You don't remember it. So it's the same thing with Space Jam.
Yeah, no, it's just that's how nostalgia works. Is your mind like focuses on the good parts, and you just kind of forget the mid and forgettable and bad stuff. Like it just goes out of your mind. So what's left, right? But anyway,
Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of like random movies I've seen on like TV or like when I used to watch Cartoon Network movies that aired. Like they seemed way better than they actually were. Just because it's like they're just such random movies that I don't watch again.
Cartoons
like, I have
used
so
to
many
be
instances of that.
Cartoons used to be so much more intelligent back in the day. You know, like fucking Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Hey!
okay, don't you?
How
fucking
dare
call
you
that
imply
back in the day.
like Fanboy and Chum Chum isn't top tier entertainment?
All right. What I mean is people act like fucking all of the entertainment back then was only for the intellectuals. Only for the smart people. There was no fart jokes, no poop jokes. None of that.
Well,
There was none of it.
imagine not liking series with poop jokes. Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Like Roboco. Anyway.
No,
so
like Gotama.
Yeah, Roboco, that's what I
Okay,
said.
you're
So anyway,
cringe.
right? Space Jam 1. Even if... Okay, here's the thing that drives me insane. Is that literally if you go on the Nostalgia Critics channel, His entire video on Space Jam is how it's bad because it's nothing but product placement and pop culture references that didn't age well. That's literally his whole fucking review. And that's what, if you look up reviews of Space Jam now, everyone says that. It's nothing but corporate product placement. The Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan, they make a lot of money, and they're mauling about it, right? And meanwhile, you go watch the film, and the opening scene of Michael Jordan was, I believe I can fly plays, is really fucking good. And I like that moment, and there's all this, and the soundtrack's a fucking banger and shit. You watch that movie, it's fine. Like, you're a fucking ape if you fucking like are gonna say that about like the whole internet is aping out because they're like now they're like Space Jam had soul, but Space Jam A New Legacy full of nothing but product placement and LeBron's there to and
like it feels like one of those things where people like repeat a cycle. Like it's like what Pokemon fans do, where they like they didn't like Gen 5, but now Gen 5's cool to like. It just feels like
everyone does that. I remember when I was a kid.
Remember when cartoons were intellectual and good?
Yeah, let's go.
Like the conversation among like Zelda games, right? Was that like Ocarina of Time was good, Majora's Mask was weird and not good, and neither was Wind Waker. And now like Majora's Mask is everyone's favorite.
We're getting the same conversation about anime now too, where it's like anime is just cash grabs. The animation's lazy.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing about what you were saying, right? It's like, who the fuck cares if Space Jam 2 is just a corporate cash grab and is just there to like show all these other WB things? I don't care because like you can be a corporate cash grab and just be like corporate like product placement and still be enjoyable, right? Space Jam 2
I also
was
think that it does at least say something that like it took like so long to get a Space Jam 2. Like I feel like if they really wanted to take advantage of
like the nostalgia cycles.
I mean, yeah,
I don't think it's about nostalgia cycles. I like to be honest with you. I think the biggest reason why there couldn't have been a Space Jam 2 before recent is I think that like if you look at basketball, like specifically Space Jam with basketball, I don't think there's a basketball player who could have been MJ. I mean, maybe you could have done one with Kobe. Maybe you could have done one with Kobe, but really, it's like LeBron's the first one since MJ.
Fucking LeBron have been there for years. Though.
Like LeBron's the first one after MJ who really could have been in the next Space Jam. And
Super Hat Batch Wolf already figured out what happened with the original Space Jam 2.
No.
We already know what happened to it, right?
It's a good video, but no, we don't need to fucking do this.
We know it's true. We know that the original Space Jam 2 was there. It was planned. Michael Jordan had a vision, and it was too ambitious for the rest of humanity. So we stuck with something that's equally as ambitious. But, Space Jam, here's the thing. Space Jam 2 A New Legacy, I value this in cinema, right? If you're gonna go stupid, go all the way.
Yes.
Do it completely. Be crackhead about it. Lose your fucking mind, right?
Be Fast and the Furious, basically.
Yes.
That's
why Fast and Furious invented cinema.
I actually think that Space Jam 2 might be the most crackhead movie I've ever seen.
It was fucking... Look, half of the time I wasn't sure if I was fully there as a person.
I still don't believe that some of the things that happened in that movie were real. Okay, Craftsdwarf, listen.
We were fucking screaming.
So I've seen two clips.
Okay.
I saw one clip that was like, okay, Porky Pig was in like Casablanca. There was another movie reference, and then fucking Rick and Morty showed up, and I was like, and then you guys linked me a clip of the fucking Neo's ain't got nothing, Matrix reference, and
that one's
that scene, dude. We actually lost our fucking shit when it was the Matrix scene. Speedy Gonzalez showed up.
Well, that's like, because like even if I did, I part of me died inside, sure, but like they didn't just do the Matrix. Like they had Speedy Gonzalez saying like specific things, and like they refit it for the character. What kind of right?
I have no idea what Speedy Gonzalez said in that screen. The second he showed up,
proof that you're white.
The second he showed up, everyone in voice was yelling so loud, "It's Vindy!" and I was yelling, "It's me!" that nobody could fucking hear the movie.
No, listen. So there's parts in that movie where I legitimately was like pulling full irony, going like during the Rick and Morty scene, I was like, "Oh God, time to die! I'm gonna fucking kill myself!" Right? But then there's parts like the Speedy Gonzalez Matrix scene where I was like, "Holy fucking shit!"
It was like actually funny. Or I mean, like, okay.
I think the first half's that. Like the first half's
not
nothing.
the first half.
Because like that's when they're going full references to shit. Is the first half. And
well, once LeBron becomes a cartoon, yeah. So once it goes from LeBron as a cartoon to the end, or to the halfway point when the basketball game starts, right? Because the first like 20 minutes are LeBron and his family drama.
Okay, so let's describe the plot, right? Because this is actually fucking wild. The movie doesn't even start with like a fade in. It's just a hard cut after the logo shows up of like LeBron talking to his mom, and then he's fucking listen. He played Space Jam on the Nintendo Color, and because he wasn't on that Sigma Male grind
it wasn't
set,
Space Jam.
he
It's
lost
not the
game.
Nintendo Color. It wasn't even the Game Boy Color. The entire reason he got the Game Boy was because so LeBron's having a basketball game. His buddy shows
before the
up.
basketball game.
His buddy
started.
shows up before the basketball game started.
You guys are you guys okay?
LeBron's buddy shows up as they're sitting
on
there
that
before the basketball
Sigma
game
Male
starts.
grind
And says, "Hey,
set.
the Game Boy Color's out,
hard
so
enough.
let me give you my old Game
mind
Boy."
wasn't in
So
the game.
LeBron's sitting there
He was
before the
being
game
wrong
starts,
kind of
and he's
gamer.
playing
He
his
was being
Game
the
Boy,
wrong
okay?
kind of gamer.
And it's fucking Bugs Bunny game, and then his coach comes and is like, "LeBron, 100% your head's got to be in the game." Takes the Game Boy, sets it down. Okay.
Sigma Male grind set.
Then it cuts out of nowhere to like the end of the basketball game. LeBron goes for his like whatever, like the crossover step back three, right? That's like the a whole Bugs Bunny kills himself with that later, but we'll get to that. And he
That's a fucking sentence.
he misses it. And he's like, "Oh no, video games ruined it. I can't focus on basketball." So he throws the Game Boy away. In the garbage it goes.
And his son, it cut after this epic fucking montage intro, right? Fucking, it shows LeBron's son Dom playing games before, like, and his brother's like, "Hey, you tell your dad about going to E3 gamer design camp."
E3 game
And he's
camp.
like,
Dude, this guy cannot
game
remember
design
any
camp.
term that has to do with video games.
E3
It's
game
un-
design camp.
No, like I'm like
was
maybe
E3
what the
game
what
design
should,
camp.
maybe Vindy isn't the worst at explaining things. Ren, you need to apologize.
Yeah.
No, listen. I was in a fucking. I was like. I told you I just wasn't sure if I was 100% there. I wasn't like aware if like I
All right,
was
can
a
I
person.
Can I get someone who's not a crackhead or was having an out of body experience while watching the movie?
No, I can explain it so well. Okay, look, I got it from here. Okay, so then he's like,
No,
Drunk out of
he's
your
like,
mind,
I'm
Vinny.
going
What are you
to
talking about?
E3 game camp. Not at this point in the movie. And so
It was E3 game design
no,
camp.
it was literally E3 game camp. Do I need to pull up HBO right now and pull up the movie? It's E3 game camp.
Oh my god.
Listen, he was
And
there
so
for game design.
and so then but it's still called E3 game camp.
I don't care. You're wrong.
And so whatever, like then there's like a whole thing, and like LeBron's like,
No,
when
LeBron
you're
goes
on this
on the
court, you give
court.
100%. And then his son's behind him making fun of him. He's like, "I got full court vision, so I can see you when you're not in my
And
vision."
so on a power
Insane
scaling
line.
level, that means that LeBron, as long as it happens on the court, is omniscient.
So shenanigans happen, and then there's Algae Rhythm, Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Okay, you
yeah,
skipped
let's
a little
go,
too
Don
much in the
Cheadle.
explanation.
Shut up,
We
Nun.
don't care about the family drama. Well, the family drama is actually good, and I will
I mean,
say,
I just want Cross to understand it. It's like, LeBron doesn't want his
I kind of already get the
he
point of
doesn't
the
get
movie,
his
but keep
son's
going.
interest in games and wants him
Because
to play
it's-
basketball, and he wants things to be his way.
LeBron does
So
try.
that's kind of their
because there's a scene where
like he does. Yeah, I mean, he does try to play the game with his
he
you
son.
tries to
Describe-
go
you have
in.
to
He's like,
describe
"Oh,
the
you're
Dom
like, you're
ball
making
scene.
games. That's really cool." And he tries to sit down and talk to his son. His son's making a basketball game, right? But then like it's a basketball game, right? So it's like NBA Jam, right?
Yeah,
People are
but
like
it's-
jumping around doing super moves. And he's like,
Except with
He
more
goes-
power
he
ups
goes-
and shit.
Yeah, it's not like realistic. So like
This isn't
that's what
basketball.
throws LeBron off. That it's like, not like the basketball he knows, but his son wants to just kind of have fun, and like that's kind of why he doesn't get it, because he thinks that having power ups and all that just kind of makes things worse.
"It's not basketball."
Yeah, it's not basketball,
Not basketball.
to him.
Basically, he doesn't like playing Smash with items on.
Yes, because that's not basketball. And so
That's not basketball.
and so then like Don Cheadle is like this Warner Brothers.
No, you missed the part. You missed the part about the backs, the most important detail that is integral to the point of this story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Where we're in Dom Ball. If you do
Oh, you're
LeBron's
right.
special move, his fucking Shoryuken or whatever the fuck, right?
Your character gets
Back
deleted.
step-
Deleted.
Your character gets deleted. The video game crashes and he's gone forever.
Yeah, it was a glitch with
Yeah.
LeBron's special
And
moves
so
in the
then
game.
Don Cheadle is like this like Warner Bros. AI. He's like, how do we get more people into Warner Bros.
His name's Algae
Rhythm, because he's an algorithm. And he's like, I know, we'll get LeBron James. And there's this fucking line where he goes, LeBron James is more than just a man. He's a king. Which, I guess, you know what? Never mind. I shouldn't have told you that because you're not going to get why that's funny.
He doesn't watch basketball.
Yeah, he doesn't watch basketball. I didn't think about that.
No.
Phenomenal line. Anyone who watches basketball and is listening, that it's fucking funny. It's actually as funny as it sounds. And so then they go to Warner Brothers and they're like, look, LeBron, we want you in all the movies. We want you in like, and they show like all these different movies that they want LeBron in.
You want to be in Harry Potter, you're in Harry Potter.
You want to be fighting Batman, you're fighting Batman.
You're fighting Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's scary.
All this wild shit.
What? You remember Super High Vegetable's video?
Yes, I know.
That's
I know.
fucking terrifying. That is terrifying.
But
I'm afraid. They stole from
the difference is
fucking...
it's not the real Michael Jordan.
then,
it's not the real LeBron. It's just a CG version of him.
They take
movies.
So then LeBron and his kid. So then Algorithm gets mad because LeBron says his idea was stupid, and so
he's like, he says it takes away from the game. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I gotta get my game up or some shit like that. And fucking Don Cheadle's seething. He's like, ugh, LeBron.
Yeah, and so he kidnaps LeBron and his child.
And the algae rhythm floor of the Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
studio.
and so then now all of a sudden he's in the Warnerverse.
The serververse.
Serververse. You're
yeah,
right. I'm sorry.
Serververse.
He's in the servers, and so then he goes to the Looney Tune world. Okay, nobody's there except Bugs Bunny, and Bugs Bunny's a fucking psychopath. Okay, Bugs Bunny is making LeBron play all the other roles because everyone left him because they got fucking deported.
By Don
Cheadle deported them all.
Here's the best part: they were deported from the world that they're from.
Yeah. And so like Bugs Bunny's like he almost runs LeBron over and kills him. Then there's LeBron James inflation.
Oh no! So like when LeBron fucking crashes.
Oh, I forgot. No.
On the planet, the smoke cloud forms the Miami Heat logo, and the fucking impact crater is the Nike logo.
I forgot about that. Okay, and then he meets Bug Bunny, and Bugs Bunny's a
vividly.
psycho and is forcing LeBron to do all of the roles on like the rabbit season, duck season thing. Then there's Big Chungus. Then there's LeBron James inflation. No, then there's Big Chungus. Then he almost runs LeBron over. Then there's LeBron James inflation.
Big Chungus.
And then Marvin the Martian shows up, and they steal Marvin the Martian's ship, and they start flying around, and they gather the gang. So they gotta gather all the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, they go throughout all the servers, and like the other Looney Tunes are in like Daffy's in like the DC world, and Daffy's like trying to become like he's trying to be a hero, and he's like staging this like this train going out of control and like filming it himself with Porky.
Orphanage.
What was super pog I thought about the DC world though was it was animated, and it was animated like the DC animated universe, like the Justice League show and shit like that.
It should have been the Zack Snyder DC universe.
That would have been terrible.
It would have been awesome.
But yeah, so I mean, and this part of the movie is really fun. I don't want to say like every part of it, but it's them gathering everyone. There's a lot of different things, and every time they go to a universe, they look different. And if it's an animated universe, LeBron is animated, which I liked a lot more than Space Jam. I actually really like that they animated LeBron for a lot of the scenes. And then when it's real life, LeBron's there in like some sick ass fit. He's drippy,
fucking stretching and shit.
Yeah, no, that's cringe. I would definitely say LeBron drippy in the Mad Max world, though.
Bruh.
I really like how like
my
friendship it is about like Bugs gathering everyone again. Like he is like he really does miss them, and he's like super lonely. And then like when they all get together,
and
he's
LeBron's
so
like
happy
geeking
about
out.
it.
So you're missing the most important part. Somebody at Warner Brothers was watching the Nostalgia Critic. Because in the Mad Max world, it's Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, and as
everyone on Earth knows,
of everyone's knowledge of the Nostalgia Critic universe, the Channel Awesome universe knows.
Yes.
Nostalgia Critic made an entire video where just to say that the reason Mad Max Fury Road is a good film is because it's just a giant, fucking Roadrunner cartoon. So someone at Warner Brothers saw that and said,
"So you should die."
I agree.
Why? But then they get to the basketball game.
I remember, so you don't have to.
And when they're like practicing for the basketball game, there's like this whole thing where LeBron's like, "No, we don't do silly shit. we do basketball here. You play how I want. And so like then they go and they're up against the Monstars, which is like actual other basketball players that are turned into like abominations. Like one of them's a cum man.
No, it's not the
they're called the
Monstars.
Goon
It's the Goon
Squad.
You're right. Monstars is Space Jam
Fucking
1.
Why did you say the
I was like,
Monstars?
okay, they're just using the same names. That's the ones from the first.
No, you're right.
movie.
They're the Goon Squad.
No, listen. This is how I know
It's
you're
the Toon
stupid.
Squad
all right?
versus the Goon Squad. It's great.
This is how I know you're dumb, Vindy.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. You missed the scene where fucking Algae Rhythm sits with fucking Dom, and he's like, yeah, your dad fucking left
Oh yeah,
to
you're
go
right.
fucking play
It's
a
like your
basketball
dad
game with
fucking
me.
hates you, dude.
And then Dom's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and,
like
and
Don Cheadle's literally manipulating
No,
that kid.
shut up. Don Cheadle's like, ain't that what LeBron does? First Cleveland, then
Oh my God,
Miami,
you're right, he
then
says
Cleveland
that.
again. Look out, Lakers!
Oh, yeah,
And I fucking
yeah.
lost it. It's
10 out of 10 line. And so then I forgot, before the basketball game starts, Don Cheadle kidnaps everyone on planet Earth. Through
He
their
also
cell
steals
phone.
that kid's game,
You're skipping
by
around.
the
You're skipping
way.
around because this is also the scene where fucking Don Cheadle says, "Give it to your hate, Sasuke." I mean Dom, and fucking like rebuilds Dom as a new being, a god of basketball now. Increases all of his stats. Literally, the scene in Sasuke Retrieval where fucking like Sasuke's inside the jar and they're right.
Why did you have to say it like that?
And so
But then, right, this is where they like they take the DNA, the CG recordings of NBA players like Klay Thompson and Anthony Davis and two WNBA
That nobody
players whose
cares
names
about.
I don't know.
let's not pretend like people like
Damian
the
Lillard.
WNBA.
And then like combines them with creatures. And this is where I realized that someone was horny.
There's a spider woman and a snake woman.
A snake lady, yes. Klay Thompson is just splashing all
He's a
over
cum
the place.
man.
He's
He's
made
a
of
cum
water
man.
and fire. No, he's made of water because it's his natural state.
No, he's a cum man.
And no. He's a
No,
splash
Afros
brother.
was right. He's a cum man.
No. He's made of water. And then there's Anthony Davis. He's Big Bird Man, and Damian Lillard is Kronos, the god of time. But
So
we'll
wait.
get to that later.
You're saying Don Cheadle?
God, was that? I guess it was
turned to a bird.
Yeah. He couldn't change. Here's the problem. He couldn't change back anytime. he
No,
wants
the
to.
monster.
Well, he's not a monster. If he can't change back. If he couldn't change back, it's different. If he could change back, it's different. Right.
All right, shut up. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like anyway, and then so like the game starts, right? And this is where Vindy's point comes in, where Don Cheadle kidnaps all of LeBron's followers.
Yeah.
Everyone who tunes in to watch the game gets isekai'd into another world. And fucking like
And then all
like
these
Don
Warner
Cheadle-
Bros. Characters also show up. So like, I mean, King Kong's there, the Iron Giant's there, Scooby Doo and the Mystery Gang is there.
the rapist from Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, all
are
the
there.
rapists from Clockwork Orange are there. Pennywise the Clown's there, the White Walkers from Game of Thrones. So much shit's there. It's insane.
The main character from Come and See, which is a really fucked up. Where I saw someone posting a screen cap of
Pepe Le
that
Pew?
ages ago.
No, sir. How many rapists we gonna include?
Yeah, no, it's wild. And they're all just there. Pennywise the Clown, next time you watch it, just remember, he's a big basketball fan, loves LeBron.
Loves LeBron. But yeah, so like here's the thing, right? Oh no, we skipped over the most important scene.
Which one?
So anyway, LeBron's like assistant or whatever is like trying to find
Oh my
LeBron.
God, we
He's
skipped
like,
over the
I lost
Securial
LeBron.
arts.
And he's going to the security guard. And he's like, I don't know where he went. And he goes, listen. The security guard goes, listen. I went to school for 6 months to master the securial arts. You just gotta accept that you lost one of the greatest athletes in the history and his son. Take the L, man.
God, he fucking said
So
he went to
that's
school
what the
for
Securial arts is
Arts.
supposed
Look,
to be.
That scene is actually, unironically, maybe the funniest movie scene I've seen all year.
It's one of the
fucking
funniest
hysterical.
fucking lines I've ever seen. And no, the whole sequence of events of that scene is so funny.
It's really good.
It's hysterical.
We were losing our minds. And so then they get to the basketball game, and all the Looney Tunes characters get turned into CG characters, which is really cringe.
It was actually they treated it like a body horror scene. It was actually horrifying. Like it wasn't treated like a whoa moment. It was literally horror music playing as they were being transformed into CG characters.
So then they play the basketball game, and like they're like getting fucking dumpstered because it's Dom's game. Which you said the basketball game they're playing is Dom's basketball game. So there's like, so you could get like 16 or 32 or like 1,000 points or whatever if like you're stylish about your scores. But LeBron's just trying to play normal basketball, so they're getting like turbo shit on. And at halftime, they're like, "It's okay, guys. We brought Michael Jordan." And Michael B. Jordan walks out because Daffy Duck's Sylvester. Sylvester the cat was a fucking racist and thinks all black people look alike.
That's really funny.
They even make a joke about it. Fucking Daffy grabs Sylvester. He's like, "How did you think that was actually Michael Jordan? They don't even look alike."
That's really funny that they did, like, because there is another popular Michael Jordan these days, but it's just not that one.
How do people watch this film and not think that's one of the funniest moments in history? But anyway, and then fucking Michael B. Jordan goes like, "Look, I was just gonna go get some popcorn, but like, y'all need to step up your game out there. I'm rooting for you guys, because here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We forgot to say this. The stakes of the game are so much higher than in Space Jam 1.
Yeah, dude, there are stakes.
Space Jam 1, oopsie doodles, Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes are sold into slavery on Mars or some shit, right?
Was it implied to be sex slavery? Because I feel like it was.
No, it was not sex slavery. It was just straight up.
For Lola, it definitely was, though, right?
With you? Oh my god.
So anyway, in Space Jam 2, Don Cheadle says, "Michael Jordan, if you do not win this game, not only will you not get your son back, everyone here stays in the serververse forever." And then fucking Daffy Duck is like, "Oh well, doesn't seem too bad. That's how we normally are." And then Don Cheadle says, "And also all the Looney Tunes are gonna fucking die." And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. And so then LeBron's like, "All right, let's just play silly. Like, just be loony or whatever."
Yeah. And then they have another walkout.
Yeah,
sequence.
then they have another group shot walkout.
Oh my god.
Porky Pig says the N-word.
Dom fucking comes down from the ceiling, from the fucking light, like Jesus Christ.
Well, that's because he is next to Jesus, honestly.
True.
And so Porky Pig says the N-word. Some other wild things happen.
He raps. Okay, the scene where Porky Pig raps is literally the whitest moment.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Porky Pig and Don Cheadle have a rap battle for basketball points.
Yeah. Porky Pig wins because white people think,
And then Bugs Bunny kills himself.
Bugs Bunny commits suicide to save. No, you forgot about the fucking moment where Naruto brings Sasuke back.
You're right. Leaf. LeBron taught no jutsu's his son. It's pretty pog. And Bugs Bunny, like, it sounds like I'm joking. Bugs Bunny literally kills himself.
Don.
Oh, he does. I'm guessing he does the LeBron James move for points and dies.
Yes, he fucking kills himself. It's insane. And then he's just in the real world at the end of the movie. It's bonkers.
It's also heavily implied that the Looney Tunes, each of them are at least planetary on baseline, because Tasmanian Devil literally just spins the entirety of reality.
Because they're all reality warping minimum.
That's why I said I lowballed the baseline. They're planetary.
They all have reality warping. It's pretty pog, actually.
Yeah.
We
were power scaling.
Basically, Space Jam 2 is a phenomenal film. That's what we're getting at.
I couldn't
we couldn't even capture a tenth of its power in that.
We were so good. I was like, that's what I mean, right? Me and What Afros, if you listen to me and What Afros during the entire film, we're like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. And then literally the next second,
no, Afros almost immediately. Afros was on my side of liking the movie a lot.
Unlucky.
I think once he saw Granny's fat ass, he didn't want to kill himself anymore.
Okay, all right.
That's all Afros wants to talk about. If I didn't mention specifically Granny's fat ass, it would be like 10 comments from Afros.
I'm gonna die.
So much fetish shit happened in that film.
There's so much fetish shit. It's insane. It has LeBron James inflation. Like, what?
My body hurts.
We had vor, body inflation,
people got stepped on, monster girls,
cock and ball torture. Daffy Duck was a coach, which was one of the funniest.
I loved Coach Daffy. What a hero.
Fucking,
I really
he
liked
wrote
how,
on the
like-
note. What did he say? It was like trade. What did he want to trade? It was like trade Porky or something like
I
that.
don't. Yeah, I don't remember.
It was so fucking fun.
I really liked how like I feel like the Looney Tunes actually finding a way to win in this movie was so much better than how they did in Space Jam 1. Like
They just believed in themselves in Space Jam 1.
I like the whole scene where, like, you know, at first, like, they give them water but they think it's like some kind of drug. Like the scene plays out in over the top way to imply and look like they're actually taking drugs, but then it, you know, it does turn out to just be water. But it was just like, you know, it's still kind of weird that they're just dumpstering all these people, all these like basketball players with talent and stuff. And like I liked how Space Jam 2 did it to where it's like he told them to lean into their strengths and to specifically be loony and, you know, win because of that. Especially because, like, you know, LeBron's whole thing the entire time was thinking that his way of doing things was the only valid one. And it's like, you know, it's definitely a lot better of a dynamic with him and the Looney Tunes than Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes. And I feel like the movie in general feels more like
Charles Barkley.
Like the movie in general, I feel like fits more with what Looney Tunes like is, and like,
Yeah.
you know, how their characters are. Like I just feel like it, like, I don't know, like it just does everything it feels like the Looney Tunes are, I guess.
I also think.
What are you an Annie Tuner?
I also think
Okay.
that LeBron is a much better actor than Michael Jordan.
Well, yeah.
And so, like, that's also something to talk about. Is like when you build your movie around a basketball
Listen.
star, LeBron. Like, I'm not gonna say LeBron's like, you know, he shouldn't win an Oscar for Space Jam 2, but like when you compare it to Michael Jordan, like,
well, here's the
man
thing,
looks
though.
like
Here's the
I don't
thing,
know,
though,
like he
Vindy.
did a really good job.
It should be obvious that LeBron's a pretty good actor when every time he gets tapped on the
You're
shoulder-
fucking
shoulder
right.
in
He
a basketball
definitely
game,
learned how to
fucking
act
collapses
for
on
his
the ground
fucking.
like he fucking
You
got
know what?
tased.
That's the one problem with the movie is LeBron didn't flop a single time.
No, like there's a lot. There's like a line in there where it's like LeBron goes, "We have to learn to work as a team." I'm like, shit, damn, maybe you should learn that shit in real life. But like,
the heck.
White and I did make fun of LeBron quite a bit during the movie.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, we were taking some shots at LeBron when we had to.
I mean,
Look,
even the
there's
movie
one
itself
moment
does
where, like,
that at times.
Where like where Clay, the ultimate Splash Brother, gets fucking absorbed into the fur of like the one dude, and I was like, oh shit, not another Clay injury. The Warriors can't take another hit. Not again.
But yeah, overall good movie. If anything, look, again, we did go through the entire plot, but you have no idea what anything we said actually means until you watch it yourself.
If you heard any, like, that's why I was laughing so hard when you fucking described Big Chungus. Is like any sentence we just said out of context is the most
Psychopathic
crackhead shit you've ever.
Yeah. No, watch it with friends. If
Yeah,
you're
I
over
don't know
21,
if I
maybe
can
have a couple
smoke
drinks.
weed.
But I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I
Smoked
don't
a
know.
lot of weed.
I don't know if I could take the movie, but at least hearing it was very funny.
It's enjoyable. I like it.
My family would hate it because they hate LeBron first of all, but also like you know.
I think it's not even a contest though that it's better than Space Jam 1. Like I think if you think Space Jam 1's
No.
better than Space Jam 2, you're just actually dumb.
Wait, you have to show the most important screen cap though, the one that matters most.
You're right. I have 2 screen caps saved that are both very good.
Oh, so this is why.
So this
I have
one's
to
just
show
funny,
Vindy-
okay?
Okay. All right, I have to talk. Who said like it was hard to look at, right? Like it was like
Crafts,
too much. Like
Crafts said that.
okay, Craftsdwarf is stupid, right? This is how I know this man is fucking blind. Like, do you not know how panel flow works, right?
I'm gonna kill myself.
Like, do you not fucking understand how it works? Are you dumb? Like, what is wrong with you?
You know
Right,
what?
hold on.
It probably looks better in motion.
No.
This is a
Even as
4x4
screen
shot.
cap-
This is a 4x4 shot. Or a 3x3
okay,
shot. This
listen.
shot's actually so good. I love it.
Listen, this is how I know Craftsdwarf's stupid, right? This is how I know he's fucking like really fucking dumb. Is that if Craftsdwarf understood panel flow, he would see the panel flow right here as it shows the top of fucking Iron Giant's head all the way along the arms to connect to King Kong's fist and then to King Kong's face. Like, are you stupid? How do you not follow that? Panel flow's right there, dog.
I wish I was dead.
You wish you were Don Cheadle?
So yeah, anyway, yeah, I saw the first Space Jam literally fucking 20 plus years ago. I liked it. I doubt I'd care about it now. Like, that's why I don't get the nostalgia. When you talk about, old cartoons used to be intellectual. Motherfucker, Mega Babies? Bug Ugly Martians? You wanna fucking go down this rabbit hole of I watched everything that I fucking could.
Yeah.
There's plenty of garbage.
We have an expert of child media here.
Trash. Anyway, go ahead, Vindy.
Okay, I don't know which I'm gonna do first. I finished 12 things in the last week.
Unlucky, I think.
And let me count really quickly of the 12 things I finished. How many are good? 1, 2, 3, 4. So my life is suffering. But I think I'm gonna talk about the DCEU first. I'm gonna call this. I don't know if they call it this, but I don't care. This is definitely what it fucking is. Phase 1 of the DC movies is Man of Steel through Justice League. The movies are fucking dog shit. Okay? The best movie of them is a 4. Like, look, okay, I'll go through some of them really quickly so I can fucking complain about Justice League and Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman.
Man of Steel's good.
Man of Steel's boring.
I am Jesus.
Man of Steel's really fucking boring.
I am Jesus.
Almost nothing happens. It's boring. But it's not aggressively terrible. Okay, like that's the thing. Is like Man of Steel doesn't like make me mad or like anything because it's not aggressively terrible. It's just boring.
It's just a movie.
It's just there. It happens. There's nothing super bad in it. It's boring as fuck.
Clark's. Look, I think the funniest things to come from it though was that Clark's dad was like, "Yo, let those fucking kids die, dog."
That part
was Man of Steel the one that you said that was like the least bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, the one I was talking about yesterday was
the...
Wonder Woman, which Wonder Woman was good.
Wonder Woman is the
Wonder
best
Woman
film
is
of the
good. One. I disagree, and you haven't seen all the films in Phase 1, so don't talk.
The only one
haven't seen them all. Haven't seen them all.
Is fucking Batman vs Superman because I physically cannot stomach watching.
Wonder Woman is good until the last third. The last third kills it for me, and I like it less than Man of Steel because it's aggressively bad. Batman vs Superman is fucking terrible.
What you're saying is the DCU is if like Hulk was the best movie in the MCU. Like
yes.
Oh God.
Batman. So I'll explain in a better way when I get to Justice League, but I got to get through some of these movies. Okay, Batman vs Superman is just terrible. I fucking hate Batman in the movie, and I like Batman a lot. Batman is my older brother's favorite superhero. Growing up, I watched Batman shit all the time. I've probably seen all of the Batman show that was like the animated one. Most of those movies, all the old, like the first 4 Batman movies. So whatever, Batman through Batman and Robin. I've seen all of those a million times.
Which animated show, by the way?
The Batman the animated
Batman.
series.
4. Like, okay, well, because I could think of like also 3 others since then, but okay, just make
sure. I think we watched. We watched that one. And I think we watched. It's like a Batman, whatever. Not Batman Beyond, but the other one that's like that same
Batman
universe.
Beyond's
well, there's the Batman. There's
no, the one that's in the same universe. I said the one that's in the same universe.
These nuts.
And like a bunch of movies. Like I've seen a shit ton of Batman stuff. Right. Dark Knight is actually still one of my favorite movies. I fucking love that movie. I don't like Batman vs Superman. Batman. I think he's really bad. I think that like he goes so far, like it goes so far into certain things that like it betrays what like Batman stands for in a lot of ways as a character. For the point of this character arc. But then he doesn't even necessarily follow through the character arc in the movie. Because like okay, so Batman's like really aggressive, right? Batman vs Superman. Because in Man of Steel, Superman like fucking him and Zod like go through buildings and they fucking like basically level Metropolis, right? And so Batman vs Superman starts with like Bruce Wayne. He's like in Metropolis. He's trying to get to the Wayne Enterprises building, but it falls and he loses a bunch of people and he sees people die and he's really fucked up about it. So he spends the entire movie like, I'm gonna kill Superman. But then anytime he also goes anywhere else, he just like is super aggressive and is like killing people. Like he's getting like when he like catches a bad guy on the streets, right? He doesn't just send him to prison. He's like putting these brands on them and like they go to prison and they die. And so then they're like fucking dead, right? And Alfred at one point is like, Batman, you probably shouldn't be fucking killing these guys. And fucking Ben Affleck's like, no, I do what I want. So Batman's like just fucking killing people. It's really cringe. Batman as a character stands for like literally the exact fucking opposite. And so then whatever, like the entire point of the movie is supposed to be that like he sees Superman being a hero and learns, you know, kind of not to just be a fucking dick. But then like at the end of the movie, he still like threatens Lex Luthor's life and almost does like the same shit he was doing the whole time. So like it doesn't make sense. It's really bad. Batman kills multiple people with guns. Like you could tell me, oh, he doesn't shoot anyone directly, Zachary fucking Snyder. I don't care if he is holding a gun in his fucking hand and he shoots a guy's fucking the tank on a guy's flamethrower and that guy explodes. Batman killed that guy with a gun. He fucking shot that guy. Like you can't tell me the Batman didn't kill him with a gun. That's fucking cringe. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's not Batman. He's terrible. So I hate Batman.
So,
Henry Cavill.
I have a question.
I've seen stuff of Henry Cavill. He's a really charismatic guy. Not as Superman. Gal Gadot can barely speak English, so I don't care about her either.
I've heard the take that Henry Cavill can be a good Superman if like the Superman was allowed to have fun and smile.
Yeah, well, like, because like
cool.
Superman, I feel like is supposed to just be like a normal dude, right? Like he grew up on Earth as Clark Kent. Like, yeah, he's got superpowers, but like he spent most of his life just being Clark Kent, like regular ass homie, right?
I think the best way to word it is like the most interesting thing about Superman is that like he's a guy with the powers of a god, but chooses to be like a normal
he's
dude.
just a normal guy. Like Superman could just be Superman and be like, I'm Superman, I'm Kal-El, and like get paid to be Superman. But no, he works at a fucking newspaper. Like he's just like this normal chill ass dude, right? But that's not what he is. He like kind of like basically is a god in like the Snyderverse. It's really bad and cringe. So like, and we'll get to why. I have to mention that I don't like these three. And we'll get to why. But then Suicide Squad. I mean, everyone's talked about it. It's bad. But Will Smith could save almost any movie. That guy's built fucking different.
Listen.
And I can't see Will Smith being
what are
like
we?
a character and like being like Will Smith and not like him because I think he's just so fucking great.
So what are we, like some kind of Suicide Squad?
But Suicide Squad's bad. The two saving graces are Will Smith exists and Margot Robbie's shorts. I don't think they could fit like a 6-year-old child. And like she's wearing them, like she's basically not wearing anything.
Okay.
And like half
Can I
the
say
movie is her
something real
like bending over or ass shots. And you know what? I'm not gonna complain.
Okay, I have a question. Because I actually like Margot Robbie as fucking.
Yeah, she
Harley
does a good
Quinn.
job.
She's a really
Yeah.
good job.
No, I don't think I actually don't even hate. I'll say this. I don't even hate Jared Leto Joker. I could see it being really good in a good movie. I like for Jared Leto Joker, I like how he feels like just a psychotic version of just like a gangster you would find on the streets, you know? I like anytime you see Gotham's like underbelly, I like that you see a lot of like Joker is much more, because like I think a lot of the times, like even in like Dark Knight or in other things I can think of with Batman, you know, like in the animated series somewhat, and in other things, it's like a lot of times I feel like Joker is very like removed from it. Like Joker will get involved, but he generally treats himself as like removed in the sense that like, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't just see Joker at like a nightclub, you know what I mean? But that's like what you see in Suicide Squad. Like Joker's at these nightclubs and he's like doing things to be a part of this underworld. He's just also psychotic. And like, look, the movie's really cringe. Unironically, a line in the movie is she was his queen and God help anyone who disrespected his queen or whatever. Terrible.
Are you telling me that you don't think that's a legendary
No,
line?
it's dog shit.
It's great. What are you talking about?
So yeah, Margot Robbie and like Will Smith are fine, but the movie's really bad. Wonder Woman, legitimately, the first hour and a half, I was actually loving it.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty good.
I was thinking while I was like, I
good.
love superheroes in war stories. I think it works really well. I was like, you know, I enjoyed a lot of the Gal Gadot being like this fish out of water, like not knowing what was going on, just like getting all these weird glares and all this stuff going on with her. I thought was
also,
like,
is it not pronounced Gal Gadot?
I don't know.
It's Gal Gadot. Yeah.
Really good. Okay. Liked Wonder Woman. Then I actually think it goes so insanely terrible with its climax. I cannot believe it. Its climax is dog. It's so bad. I'm not even gonna go into it, but it does this whole thing and it has like this whole point, and then it just doesn't do that and it does something else. And then like also the entire movie, they keep playing up like how special Diana is, how special Wonder Woman is. She's different from the other Amazons, okay? And I was watching the comics like, what makes her fucking different? How is she special? It's not explaining it. And
Strong.
and then it's like it says it in like a throwaway line at the end of the climax, what makes her special. But like I wouldn't blame anyone for not picking up on it because like it's a single line in the climax at the end of the battle that says it. And then they give her this sword, and they make this big deal. Oh, there's the Godslayer sword. There's the Amazon sword that's made to kill a god. And she doesn't even kill the fucking god with it at the end of the movie. Like, what the fuck?
Well, no, because Vindy, the twist is that the real Godslayer was ring-a-ding-ding, who you can never guess.
And so then you get to fucking Justice League. The Joss Whedon cut. I haven't watched the Snyder cut yet. I will at some point. But,
good movie.
The Joss Whedon Justice League is so bad. So outside of the fact that it's very clearly two different movies, and of the actual Justice League movie that people ended up liking when it came out, there's maybe an hour of footage from that movie in it. And like, I mean, I showed both of y'all, but I mean, I showed you Crafts. Like, there's this part of that movie that like is unbelievably terribly edited and like doesn't make sense, right? Where like there's like essentially there's this part where there's two shots that are very clearly meant to go back to back, and they put a different shot, like a different like scene almost.
So let me explain, because the first shot is Superman flies away with Lois, and then the shot that should have continued on is Wonder Woman is like watching them fly away,
and you see them like at the same height that they would have been at the end of the first shot flying away. Yeah.
But then in the middle is a scene of Batman like doing a funny like one-liner where he's like, "Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh no, I am hurt. I am Batman and I am hurt." And it's like, and it's just like, it's so, I feel like that would have been better after.
No, it says
the
bleeding.
two cuts.
He's definitely bleeding.
Yeah, like I like that would have been better as the third one in this instead of the second. Like I don't know why. Like, well, I know why. It's because it's the Whedon cut, but so that's all I saw.
Joss Whedon save Justice League.
Yeah. So I mean, just look. I said this earlier, not on recording, but look, when Steppenwolf makes Malekith look like Thanos, the movie's got a problem. Okay. Steppenwolf is so bad, and the problem is.
Okay, wait, one second. In case anyone doesn't understand superhero speak, Thanos is a big Marvel bad guy who's also the main bad guy in Infinity War and Endgame. Malekith is the shitty villain from Thor: The Dark World, and Steppenwolf is the Justice League villain. So
oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. And essentially, the point of that is Thanos is very, very good. Everyone loves Thanos. Malekith is by far the worst bad guy in the MCU. Steppenwolf is 10 times worse than Malekith. Steppenwolf is what dummies think Kaguya is from like Naruto. Just bad. Because like and I think you could make Steppenwolf good, actually. I think that the problem is the movie doesn't dedicate time to him. He just shows up, and any scene that he's in is an action scene where he just beats people up, and he goes, "The mother boxes, mother."
He's Darth Maul without even the context Darth Maul has as the apprentice, right? He just shows up and fights, right?
Yeah, and like there's supposed to be the whole thing where like he's Darkseid's pawn and all this other shit, but like it's not going into that at all. And like the movie feels like the only thing they kept from Zack Snyder's movie was like they go here and they do this, and then they go here and they do this, and then they go here and they do this, and they go here and do this. Like the outline, right? But all the fucking meat of the movie and the shit that's like actually supposed to have character and and like make you understand the characters better, and make you so Justice League introduces 3 characters that are a part of the Justice League. It introduces Flash, it introduces Aquaman, and it introduces Cyborg, okay? I don't know how the fuck there's 4 movies before Justice League, and you still had to introduce 3 of them in the movie? Why wasn't Aquaman before? Or you give an Aquaman movie? Or why wasn't there a fucking, like, Flash movie or something before? Like, it doesn't make sense how, like...
Do you want to know the reason
you're trying
why?
to introduce all these characters in the movie, but then the theatrical cut of the movie is 2 hours straight. I think fucking Avengers was longer, and it didn't. The only person that had to introduce
Avengers
was Hawkeye.
Was like 2.5 hours.
It didn't even have to introduce Hawkeye. Avengers didn't have to introduce a single Avenger. They had all been in Marvel movies before. Yet, it didn't even have to introduce the villain. Avengers didn't have to. Like, Avengers didn't have to introduce anyone. Everyone that like is a major player in that movie had already shown up, and you already knew who they were. So all it could do with its 2.5 hours was focus on them becoming a team and fight.
I feel like even though there was a full Hulk movie, like the Avengers Hulk is so different from that Hulk that they might as well have introduced him. But even then, it's like you still at least get the main idea of the character from like general pop culture, right? So
well, here's the thing though. it doesn't fully introduce the characters as new characters, but if you only come in watching Avengers as someone who only watched Avengers for the first time, you can still get the grasp of who these people are because of the way it introduced it in the script. Which is why, because like, I was a video where like it talks about the way the script introduces everybody. It like, so even in the beginning of the film, it's like, what are we gonna do now? And then and immediately the thing after that line is the title, The Avengers, and then from that point on, every single line is then followed up by showing who it's talking about.
That's true.
It's like we like, who do we need to fight? Like you don't win wars with politics, you win with soldiers, and then it cuts to Captain America.
Right.
Things like that. So the thing is with Justice League is that every single studio wanted to follow up on the hype that Avengers
100%.
had.
Like, you got the fucking Legendary Pictures is like, well, you know, Godzilla 2014
and let's be
might have
honest,
been dog, but let's do a Godzilla verse.
Like, let's be honest, okay?
The MonsterVerse is kind of fucking based, though.
They had to. Like, it's fucking DC Comics. They had to try. Like, they had to try to, but they did such a terrible job.
But here's the biggest evidence of why it happened that way. If you look at the sales numbers between between all the DC films versus all the Marvel films, they weren't adding up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if you were a studio exec and you saw the numbers that, like, characters that are huge, literally the
Superman
biggest
and
superheroes
fucking
of all time,
Batman.
if BVS brings in less money than than motherfucking Guardians of the Galaxy, these characters with nobody's ever fucking heard
Literally
of,
who?
like, there's something wrong. And that's why they were fucking pulling the fucking noose on fucking Zack Snyder.
You know, Justice League maybe this will finally bring in the viewers, right?
And here's the thing.
And it didn't fucking flop.
And like I said, you know, I mean, I think Man of Steel is like boring and I don't like it. The problem with Justice League for me is that, like, okay, the people in the movie who got solo movies is two of them. It's Superman and it's Wonder Woman.
Technically, I guess
Batman did not get a solo movie.
Batman
did not get a solo movie.
But yeah, he did get introduced. So.
He's one of three superheroes in Batman v Superman. Maybe you could say he's the main character of the movie. I would say he probably shares it with Superman. But even then, it's half of a movie for him. And it's not an introduction. He's already been Batman for 20 years by that point. And it kind of just... It never even... I mean, there's some in Batman vs. Superman of, like, it kind of being like, oh, look, his parents died. But the only reason it even shows his parents dying is for the Martha scene, so...
And I was gonna say, it's like, honestly, like, some of these characters are so, like, iconic that we don't need to go through their origin story every fucking time.
You're right.
So, you know,
but you still need to. So here's what I'll say, and I think a good example of it is Spider-Man in the MCU. Because while they don't remake you sit through Peter Parker's origin story in the MCU, before they put him in the suit, they give you time with Peter as a person so that you grow to like Peter by the time he puts on the Spider-Man suit.
His point is that you don't see the origin story. Is the thing.
That's true, but I mean, so to be fair,
no, I see what you're saying though, Vindy. Because
Spider-Man's had two different movie series since like 99, or like when did the first Raimi movie come out? Was it actually
2001? I think.
2000.
No, it was 2001 because some of them
2002.
So then, very early 2000.
Yeah, so he's gotten two different movie series with his origins that were very, like, well performing. So, like, yeah, you don't have to show Spider-Man's. Spider-Man's like the one superhero that I think everyone kind of agrees you don't have to show. Okay.
I mean, I would say like
Spider-Man and Batman. You don't have
I
would
say
say
Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. They're like they're the three highest grossing, like, most sold issues of comic books, and they're all like some of the most iconic and well-known superheroes. So, like, I would say those three you really don't need to.
Yeah.
Right.
But here's
I actually will say I think Superman, it was really good to give him the origin movie. I just wish it was done better.
No, yeah, I'm not saying like they shouldn't, but it's like, you know, they also don't have to, is I guess what I'm saying. So
here's where I don't buy that the whole problem with Justice League was that they should have had the films beforehand, especially from what I heard of what happens in the Snyder Cut.
That's not my point.
But like I it's evident of like how this went about, right? There was some fuckery going on with how this film came about, like. How the Whedon cut came to be, there was some major fuckery that happened.
But here's my problem, and here's the point I've been trying to fucking make, is because I don't think I'll like the Snyder cut either. And the reason for that is because currently, of the members of the Justice League, right, up to seeing the movie, like, because if you asked me before seeing Avengers, right, I would say, oh, I like Captain America, I like Thor, I like Black Widow, or not that I like Thor, I like Captain America, I like Iron Man, I like Black Widow, right? So I like at least 3 of the members, right? And then I can grow to like the other ones. If I look at fucking Justice League and I look at everything before it in the movie, I don't like this movie version of Batman. I think he's a fucking dick and he's like actually like a serial killer. Like, this Batman's a fucking psychopath and should be in jail. Superman leveled the fucking city. He's a war criminal. Don't like him. Wonder Woman's movie, it was so dog shit. I don't like her. And I don't know the other ones. Like, I don't know or like anyone in this movie. How can you expect me to fucking like it? Like, it's not about giving them an origin story. It's about making you like these characters in the team up before it. And I know Guardians didn't do that, but Guardians spent the entire fucking movie making you like its cast. Justice League did not. I don't like anyone in this movie. How am I supposed to, like, engage with it? I don't care about the characters. They could have all fucking been killed by Steppenwolf. Same fucking deal to me. I don't care. Like, the problem is that it didn't spend time getting you to know or like any of the characters, so I don't like anyone. Because, like, even the Zack Snyder movies are so focused on, like, the action. Like, Man of Steel is so quick to go into, like, literally the minute Superman becomes Superman, Zod shows up. Like, how do I have time to, like, grow and like this fucking character when you're not giving me the chance to? That's been my biggest problem with the DCEU, is the movies are so... The only movie that, like, stops and tries to get you to like its character is Wonder Woman, and then it shits on it. Suicide Squad, there's no chance. There's way too many fucking characters. Way too much time is spent on this fucking...
like
on this fucking, like, Marine guy and his wife and this, like, politician lady. Like, no. Batman vs. Superman's just dog shit. There's nothing there.
You're
like,
telling me...
The movies don't make me like the superheroes. How can I like your superhero?
Climb anywhere? You telling me you don't like
Slipknot dies in fucking 10 minutes?
You can climb anywhere, though. You can climb anywhere.
Like, that's my problem with these movies. Like, how can I say I'm gonna like the Snyder Cut? I don't like anybody in it. I don't like Lois Lane. She literally should have died in Batman vs. Superman because she's... Oh my god, she made the dumbest decision I've ever seen a character do. She's, like, standing, like, ankle deep in this water, and, like, this building gets destroyed, and she could either, like, jump forwards out of the building and survive, or jump into the water and then have the opening of the water she's looking at be covered by fucking buildings. And she does that and she's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Superman, save me. It's like, Superman shouldn't save you. Fucking Darwinism should have had you killed. Like, the movies are so bad. I don't care. And, like, they're fucking, I don't like anyone. Like, how could you think that this is gonna work, Joss Whedon, when you're looking at this and you look at the movies before? It's like, nobody knows who anyone are, and the people that they do are fucking psychopaths.
Well, maybe fucking Amy Adams would have gotten out of there if she could climb anywhere. She can climb.
I'm so mad about these dog shit movies.
Like
It's upsetting me. They're so bad.
Maybe she could, like, Slipknot and climb out of these fucking...
And then,
movies.
so, like, that's my biggest problem, right? It's not the fact that Justice League had... Oh, thank you. It's not the fact that Justice League had...
You're welcome.
Sorry, my little brother came in and gave me something. Like, my biggest problem isn't the fact that Justice League had all these production issues, right? And it's very clearly 2 movies. And Joss Whedon, like, I swear to God, Marvel handed Joss Whedon, like, $1 billion and said, fuck this shit up. And he said, you got it, Daddy Kevin Feige. Like, that's what fucking happened to this movie, and you can't convince me otherwise. But, like, that doesn't even matter, because the movie I don't think would have been good anyways. I mean, maybe the Snyder Cut will prove me wrong. But I don't think it would have been good. Like, I don't care.
Epic.
Sad.
But I just don't understand, right? How, like, you're just so dumb.
How?
You just fucking
Me?
hate the greatest DCEU character. Like,
Who?
like, listen, you're just so dumb. You're so dumb. I can't.
The best
believe it.
character is
Because
Lawrence
the
Fishburne.
thing
as the
about
leader
it
of the Daily
is that
Planet.
Slipknot
Oh my god.
is the man who can climb anything. Right? Look at
He fucking dies less than 5 minutes after showing up.
He can climb anything, man.
Captain Boomerang goes up to Slipknot and goes, hey man, they definitely didn't implant bombs in our necks. Want to get out of here? They try. Captain Boomerang has a gun point. He's like, I can't go anywhere. Slipknot's like, not me. Starts repelling away. Gets fucking blown up immediately.
But he climbed out of it.
No, he didn't.
You know, he climbed out of the
movie.
movie.
He got shot.
He climbed out of the movie.
Spiritually,
he got shot. He blew up.
out of it.
It's so, dude. It's so.
It's
I don't even care about the Suicide Squad sequel, because the one character I like, Will Smith's not even fucking in it. DC, get your shit together.
Do you know who's
That's
directing
Black
it?
Superman in it.
I don't care if James Gunn's directing it.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Will I like it? Who knows? Where's Deadshot? I like Deadshot. He's actually the character. He's the character I like by far the most, because like he actually has this whole thing where like, you know, he's a hitman, but like he has a daughter and he really likes her. And Batman's a fucking, well, actually I will defend Ben Affleck Batman, which isn't something I want to do ever. But people love to say, oh well, Batman beat him up in front of his kid. But like, to be fair, in the scene where Batman like catches him, because Suicide Squad's a Batman movie, like everyone that like they gather is like they're out of fucking Gotham, except for Captain Boomerang, who the Flash got. But everyone else is like Killer Croc, Batman got him. Fucking Harley Quinn, Batman got, like everyone, like Batman put him there. But like,
who got Slipknot? Probably himself.
Shut up
climbed in there.
about Slipknot. Like so like Batman shows up, he's like, it's over, Deadshot.
Look,
and he goes
what?
like,
Just because you want to slip a knot around your neck doesn't mean you can spiritually connect to this character.
He like comes up, he's like, it's over, Deadshot. He's like, I don't want to do this in front of your daughter. Just like give up. And Deadshot's like, no, I'm gonna shoot you. And it's like, all right, well, it's not Batman's fault.
I can't tell you that you don't.
But okay, that's my DCEU rant. I can't go on anymore. I'm so angry.
Hater,
I'm
dog.
so upset about these movies.
All right, so
You're just a hater.
my turn. So Vindy, there was a thing we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna let you have a fucking break. So yesterday I finished Dragon Quest IV, which is the so now this whole year I've played the first 4 Dragon Quest games, and I think Dragon Quest IV is my favorite. It's really close to 3. And the fact that those 2 games originally came out in the NES, even though I played remake versions, like, is kind of fucking amazing. Like, they're just so, you know, big. Like, I think Dragon Quest III, it has, like, the fact that you can choose your party a bit more, and just, like, I feel like that one's a bit more replayable. But Dragon Quest IV definitely has the best story of the Dragon Quest games I've played so far. So it's also structured interestingly, because basically it's divided into 6 chapters. The original NES one had 5 chapters. The first 4 chapters are each on like 4 different groups of the characters who will eventually join the hero's party. And so you play as just like this, either 2 instances of one character, 1 instance of 2 characters, and 1 instance of 3 characters. And it was a little annoying by the last one to like, oh boy, I'm starting from level 1 again. You know, but like, you know, I got all these characters, I got their context, got what their deals were, and then, you know, gradually, like, you're here, as you go in later chapters, you've been hearing about the adventures of the characters you've already played as, or in one instance, you even meet that character, and it's just, they're just an NPC in the town, and you talk to them, and they're like, yeah, I'm doing this thing, and you know, it's like, hey, I played as you, like, a few hours ago, so, like, it's just, like, kind of neat to see something so expansive, like, because again, thinking about, like, I played the DS version, but it's like, this was an NES game, that's really fucking ambitious, for a game in that time period, and, yeah, like, I'm going to spoil the story a bit, but, like, I was gonna laugh about how, like, Christian the game was, because, like, so shut up. So the main character, the hero, they're half angel from a floating city called Zenithia, and half human. And so, like, but the bad guys, the monsters, have unlocked the secret of evolution. So I thought it was just funny, because it's like, okay, so you're on the side of the angels fighting against evolution, because God doesn't like it.
Seraphic Blue.
But no, it's actually, like, it is explained that it's not actually, like, well, even in the game, it's more like Pokemon evolution. It's more like a metamorphosis, and they even explain it's supposed to be like a corruption, because it wouldn't make sense if it was supposed to be like Darwinism bad. God made evolution isn't real, because like I said, the main character is descended from, you know, like an angel. Like that's some union that hasn't really happened before, and so you know, like, it's almost like you have these 2 different conflicts of, like, okay, here's the main character who is born of a bond of love that is also, like, a sort of genetic progress in its way, versus evolution, which is just evil people hungering for power, except for the main antagonist, Sorrow, who, also, like the main character, is kind of driven by, well, I mean, I guess, like, when I say also like the main character, I'm just kind of inferring things, because, you know, JRPGs love their trope where it's like, the town you're in gets destroyed, So, when in chapter 5 when you start as a hero, the town gets destroyed, your childhood friend dies, and of course you know who did it. It was Sorrow, the main antagonist, and but like Sorrow is also being driven by sort of hatred of humans and eventually grief because he has like a childhood friend who is tormented by humans, and so like there's just a good contrast between the two sides, and I really like what the DS version did, because basically, in the original game, you beat Sorrow and you save the world, but then there's like a post game where you get an alternate ending, because Sorrow is kind of tragic because he was ultimately like there was someone manipulating things to make Sorrow do the things
Cheadle?
Yeah, shut up. And so in the alternate thing, you basically bring his childhood friend back to life after she was killed by humans, and you end up working with Sorrow and to defeat the actual manipulator, which I think is really cool because, like, again, going back to the grief angle, is like Sorrow hates humans because of what they did to the person he cares about, and the hero had his or her town destroyed by Sorrow, but they're both able to kind of overcome that and work together. So I really liked how the extra chapter gives a more positive ending to like this tragic character from this older game, and I was just like really satisfied with it. And I was like, this is cool. Like, it just makes like Dragon Quest, because I used to really like and play a lot of JRPGs, especially on the Game Boy Advance. I played fucking Breath of Fire, I played Golden Sun, played some a bunch of Final Fantasies that even though I only beat 1 and 2, I'm just like, damn it, why are they so long? Fucking JRPGs and their 80-hour bullshit. It was fun. Maybe a little on the easy side. It might be because I'm so used to Dragon Quest at this point. Maybe it's because it was the remake. Maybe it's because I decided to use Elena, who she gets like fucking stupid attack growth, and I gave her a weapon that allows her to attack twice, so she was easily out damaging every other member of my party. And she has fucking stupid agility, so she's just going first. And compared to Dragon Quest 3, I felt like I had an easier time with Dragon Quest 4. But I don't know. I had fun with it. It was cool. The fucking final boss is really cool because, again, like, the whole thing is evolution. So he literally he has 7 phases. He continually evolves as you fight him. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. It was just a really fun time. And I like Dragon Quest 4.
Nice. I'm gonna be toxic real quick because I forgot to mention some stuff about Rosario. If I fucking forfeit my next pick for this, I don't care. I need to post these 2 other pages.
Toxic. Forfeit your next pick.
Okay, does everybody else want me to forfeit?
Yes.
I don't care.
I really don't.
Okay.
Forfeit.
Oh my god, it's doing that thing where it was saying it's too explicit to send.
No.
You know what? Here, I have a picture to send instead.
Hold on, let me send the one I have scribbles
I have
on.
a better picture to send.
And also see if that second picture will just
picture's better.
send.
I think my picture is gonna be better. Hold on. All right, so this is Katana. She's got my back. I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword steals the souls of her victims.
I'm gonna guess 0 souls stolen, and she fucking dies.
No.
Oh, there it is.
Well, here's the thing.
But what he said is like unironically, like
back.
the fucking that's like a direct quote. It's so bad.
Oh, that's what I figured. But
here's the thing.
Okay, there we go.
Understand. This is Katana.
All right, so like,
there's
just one chapter where this girl takes this potion to age up, and she's aged up for a bit, but the side effect is when it wears off, she's even younger than before. So in that second screenshot, she's like literally 8 years old there, 8 years or younger.
Oh, never mind.
And that other girl on top is 11, so the one with the scribbles.
Uh-oh.
So
sad.
Yeah. I also didn't show any examples of the sexual assault when I was talking earlier. I was just talking about
the lolies hot.
Well.
Okay, Crafts. But anyway, I guess I'll just pick JoJo Part 4 as my pick.
No, I thought I said forfeit.
You said forfeit, but Vindy and Crafts didn't.
Well, we didn't say no forfeit.
Just talk about JoJo.
Okay. Vindy clearly wants to forfeit, so I'll forfeit.
That's not what I said either.
No, you
I'm just
clearly
saying.
wanna
I'm just
forfeit.
saying.
You
You're putting words in my
clearly wanna
mouth.
forfeit.
You put words in my mouth.
You
I didn't say that I cared
clearly
one way or
wanna
the other.
forfeit.
That's still where I
Clearly
go.
want to
Okay.
forfeit.
Well, that means it's a tie, Vindy.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm saying none said that I didn't say he should
clearly wanna
forfeit.
forfeit.
That's not what I said. I said
clearly
I
wanna
didn't
forfeit.
care, and I
Jumanji.
abstained from
He
voting.
doesn't got my back.
Okay,
I
so
would
you
advise
can't count
not
me as a
getting
vote one way
inspired.
when
Clearly
I didn't
wanna
vote.
forfeit.
He's gonna
You
he's
clearly
gonna
want one.
be
Talk about
toxic
fucking
towards you
JoJo's.
for his victims.
Talk about how hot Josuke is, and I want to kiss him on his hips.
Oh.
His wide birthing hips.
I mean, I liked part 4 a lot. It's definitely my favorite part so far that I've read. And it's the last part.
that
of
has
the
a 3
parts
on
that
it.
I've,
What?
like-
Wrong part.
What? Anyway. Okay, whatever. Part 4 is the last one that I really know anything about. Like part 5 and onward, I don't know anything about them, and I'm not like familiar with them. So it'll be cool really reading those. But I really like I really like the slice of life aspect of part 4. Like it made me like everyone a lot more than I did in like parts in every other part so far. Not that I didn't like anybody in those other parts, but like I definitely like the larger cast in part 4, and there's like there's so many more chapters where they'll switch the main focus of it and have a lot of different pairings. Like I just think the variety of different pairings you can have with like, you know, Koichi and Jotaro, or Koichi and Josuke, or Josuke and and an alien, or Josuke and what the fuck is his name?
Rohan?
Yes,
Or
Rohan.
Antonio.
Yes. Like there's so many of those to where it's like it's even more like refreshing, I guess, to have like these so like so much variety to pick from. Like even in part 3, I didn't think anything got like too repetitive, because like you know, like even though it was Monster of the Week, which people I mean I think some people complain about that in part 3. None of the like actual conflicts were like long, so it's like you kept switching between them, and like I didn't really get tired of it. But like part 4, I would say if somebody didn't like that about part 3, I think it remedies that by like having just way better character dynamics and more variety there as well. I really liked Koichi's like whole thing where he's just like at first he's just kind of like this timid guy, but like as he's hanging out with Josuke and Jotaro, he's just like he actually does have this like nature that gets drawn out of him, and he's like, I don't know, he was really cool. I really like all of his transformations with his stand, and like all the chapters in general with him and what the fuck is her name? I don't remember what her name is, but the lady with the like her hair stand, who really likes Koichi.
Oh, fucking shit.
Fucking shit.
It starts with a Y.
Who? Yukako?
Oh yeah, Yukako. Like I really like the chapters where she like kidnaps him.
She's hot.
Yeah, she is very. Like it was really funny chapters. And I really like at the end of those where he just like saves her, and he kind of shows this like it's interesting how she just kind of backs off after he does save her, because she was thinking that like even though she was literally trying to kill him, he still saved her, to where it's just like even if someone as crazy as her has to like calm down and like step back and think about that. I really liked Kira as like a villain. I would say he's better than Dio, at least within parts that I've read. Like I really liked all the chapters where Kira's with his family, and with the family he does eventually get when he when he gets when they figure out who he is and he has to flee and he has to hide with the family. I really like those chapters.
Family? Hold up.
Okay.
Can you not? Just let him
So
talk.
rude. What the fuck?
I know what you're doing. I know you keep going then.
Like they were just really entertaining. Like he definitely has this like more of a personality that I like to see compared to Dio, I guess. Cause like yeah, you don't really have chapters where it's just Dio doing things. Like you kind of you do see him behind the scenes, kind of like making other people feel a certain kind of way.
His own stand battle against a local plant.
Yeah. And then like he doesn't have like as like in part 3 especially, he doesn't have as many like moments where like he has the upper hand and then it shifts, and then like he doesn't have like as many like shifting like I guess dynamics and like no, that's not how to work, but it's like
no, it is a power dynamic, I would say, between like he doesn't always have the advantage, right?
Yeah, like Dio is just like most of the time they're searching for him, and then once they finally find him and then like have a fight, that's like it. But like with Kira, at first
it's like midway through when they first encounter him, right?
Yeah, it's like midway through, and then like at first they just don't know anything about him and can't really get anything on him, but then they fight him, and then he he has to flee and hide, but then he has like the upper hand again, and then like I just feel like there's a lot more shifts of who's on top, I guess.
God. What do you think?
What were you gonna say?
Maybe my favorite scene in part 4, just because it gets me so unbelievably hyped when I saw it and then when I read it, which is when I don't remember, Hayato, right? Like is stuck in the loop. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think I know.
And he's like he like is stuck in the loop and he's trying to figure it out, and like you kind of see him call Josuke, but like you don't really know. And then like Kira's like going over, he's like Yoshikage Kira, like and then it just cuts and Josuke's right there, like
standing right there.
What the fuck did you just say?
Dude, I fucking lose it. It might be the coolest fucking entrance for like the main character to come in and fuck shit up. He's like, Okuyasu, you'll never believe what this guy just said. It's so fucking cool. I pog out of my mind every time.
I guess for me to just interject with something I like about part 4, because it has been a while since I last watched it, because I read it first, I'm pretty sure. But one thing I always appreciated is like, because it's called the slice of life part. It's not like, it's still JoJo, but like I still understand where that comes from, because especially coming off of part 3. Like all the antagonists in part 3 are basically, okay, here's a guy who is working for Dio, and he is evil, and he is attacking the main characters of the stand. And like there's still like he's feeling out stands. There's still a lot of cool abilities and stuff and interesting encounters. But with part 4, their stands are still there, but if you take away the stands, it still kind of works, right? Like Koichi's dealing with a weird stalker. That Italian chef sure is weird. What's going on back there? Like it's taking these absurd scenarios, but like and putting stands, or Koichi has to deal with this con artist, right? Like and it's just putting stands into it, right? So it's I just really like that aspect, and it does give the antagonists more character in that sense, and a lot of them end up recurring, which is cool. So
yeah, like I like that a lot of the people who get the stands are like in some way more of just like normal people, and like that's why it does kind of make sense that a lot of them mellow out after they just get their ass beat, because like they don't have some kind of evil thing controlling them, or they're not like purposely working for the bad guy necessarily.
Right, like even if the Morio isn't like has people who aren't like the best, pretty much everyone agrees. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants Kira here, right? Like, he's a fucking monster. But yeah,
like I think it's so good too that it's like all in one setting, really, because it's just like it really does build up the entire idea of like this one place, like this. This one place where all these like great people are, I guess. Like at the end of the part, they just kind of like say outright that it's like actually hold on, let me look at like they have so many people in the town who carry a heart of gold, and it was just like really cool to have like stands and like stand users presented this way compared to other parts. That it's like most of the stand users you meet in the part aren't evil, and like they're all like well, they're not evil at the end. Like, so, like, you know, like in part 3, like it's mostly just like the main cast and like maybe a couple other people. But in this part, it really just ends up being like mostly like Kira, his dad,
The
the
very
plant, I
early
guess.
serial killer.
Yeah, the early serial killer. But that's like about it. There might be like 2 more or something, but like generally everybody else, you know, just becomes a good guy. I also think that I really like whatchamacallit. Like I really like the whole thing with the ghost girl, and at the end, like, you know, everybody, you know, succeeded and like everybody was together and like, you know, everybody managed to catch the serial killer who's been threatening the town the entire time. And like the ending was super good. You know, I really liked it.
Nice. So is it your favorite part so far?
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Pog.
What? I'm pretty sure it's your
Hello.
turn.
So I kind of cracked out today and also yesterday. And for some reason, found myself watching a show called Kumo Desu Ka Nanika? Or
the
So
spider
I'm a
isekai?
Spider, So What? Yeah, the Spider Isekai. And I really liked it. I had a lot of fun watching it. It was the weirdest experience of my life where I just couldn't stop watching it. So like basically the concept is there's like a classroom full of students, and then one day the classroom just gets fucking nuked out of nowhere.
Okay.
And then all we know is that the next thing we see is that the main character, who technically doesn't have a name, like the fan name and sometimes even the show calls her Kumoko, but that's not really an official name. Like she doesn't have a name. It's heavily implied that she is the reincarnation of this girl in class named Wakaba, who like was bullied or whatever. It's heavily implied. We don't know for sure. So, she was born as a spider, and a spider full of light, and like a family of spiders where they're just, the first thing she sees is they're fucking eating each other. The children are eating like fucking cannibals and shit. And she's like not having any of that. And the whole thing is like she's trying to survive. She was dealt the worst fucking hand possible and is just trying to live her fucking life. And it does this fucking crazy thing where at first you just kind of think where it's like, oh yeah, we're seeing her side of the story, and then we're seeing like, you know, the rest of the class, you know, the ones that reincarnated into humans. They're lucky or whatever. Like one of the guys in her class is like was born like the third prince, and his older brother is the hero, and like one of his friends was reincarnated as a girl, right? And one of the other girls in the class was reincarnated as an earth dragon that he keeps as like a familiar, right? Things like that. And it's like you kind of see like there's a disparity between the two. And it's basically just Kumoko just tries her best to fucking survive, and somehow in the process becomes one of the strongest beings in the entire fucking universe of this show. Because she was just forced to fucking live and survive and eat and dominate in this fucking hell cavern full of the worst fucking creatures in the fucking universe. But like the whole mystery is like, why were they like reincarnated into this world? Why was it this classroom? Who is the identity of the protagonist of the spider? Where are the rest of the reincarnated students? And like there's a whole plot with like the demon lord and the race of the elves. The whole plot like the world might end or some shit like that. And there may or may not be some weird, crazy Quentin Tarantino time jumping storytelling going on. So yeah, so it's kind of, it's like confusing at first, but when it happens in the third episode, you're like, oh, and like you're like, it's like, it's fucking crazy how it like displays the information. You're constantly questioning like who is the, like what happened to make the, like for these events. How did Kumoko end up like influencing these, like this happening, blah 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 blah. And it's really fucking interesting. I don't know if some people in the fucking comments that I saw think that Kumoko is irritating because like she like talks nonstop for like every time she's on screen because she's by herself. It's basically Yuki Aoi like carrying the entire performance by herself, fucking talking. It's like,
Yuki Aoi's good, so why the fuck are they complaining?
Because they're stupid anime fans. I don't know why.
I want to hear Yuki
Probably
Aoi talk
watched
for like
it dubbed.
It's
nonstop.
It's really fucking funny though. She's really funny, and she's like, she's just like, man, I just want to like lay down. I was a NEET in my past life. I just want to like chill out. Why does everybody keep trying to fucking murder me? Please leave me alone. Like there's some scenes right where you see like, cause like the entire time, like if I get a picture of what she fucking looks like, right?
I'd recognize her. So.
Yeah, so like the character of Kumoko, she has like this fucking cute anime girl face on her, right? Like so like when you see her from her perspective, this is what she looks like, right? So like you get so used to seeing this, you're like, oh man, how do people like? Because when you see other people see her, they're like fucking terrified. They're like, holy shit, what the fuck is that thing? And like you don't know why they think of her like that until like you see what she fucking like looks like when you see what she fucking looks like just from other people's perspective, she looks like a fucking terrifying nightmare beast.
Are you gonna post it or are you just gonna fucking...
I'm trying to find a good image.
Say you can hear
the
he's
best
looking
image I
on
could
Google
find
right now.
The best image I could find is this terrible low res image, but like
just
I think
just send it.
It's right there. Like look like, this is what she fucking looks like to everybody else. And everybody else like so like she's just trying to vibe. Like you see her doing like the same motions like she's doing like there's a scene I guess where like these people like burn down her web and she comes in and they're like, oh fuck, what does it want with us? What is it doing? We could totally see by her actions and the way she's moving that she's just like, bruh, why'd you burn down my house? What'd you do this for? I was trying to sleep. I'm here and you're burning down my house. I didn't do anything to you. Leave me alone. But they can't understand her and shit. It's very sad. But yeah, it's pretty fun. The worst part of it is easily like everybody complains about this when they watch the show. It's like the human side of it. For a while, the human side of the story when it deals with everybody else that isn't Kumoko, it's really fucking boring. Like they're just it's hard to get invested in them when they're so fucking like charisma sometimes.
I love that. That's funny.
Especially like the third prince whose older brother is the fucking hero. He's so fucking like he's a fucking beta male. He's so fucking boring to watch. Like but like it eventually like what it becomes interesting when like everything starts building up. It just takes a while to get there. A lot of it is just watching Kumoko suffer. So it's fun. It has a fucking banger. It has two fucking banger openings. It's two fucking banger EDs. Like both EDs are her just fucking like death metal like screaming about how like why the fuck was I reincarnated as a spider? This shit sucks. You know, it's really good. Really fun show. Had a lot of fun watching it. Fucking light novel though. I've heard goes wild.
Neat.
Vindy, go.
Yeah. So, I was gonna pick something good because I have seen some good stuff this week. Like I watched Icarus, which was like a pretty good documentary. You know.
We'll talk about something good on my turn.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I would have talked about something good, but I also finished Ninja Storm 1 today, and I feel like I should talk about that.
Because you already talked about it before, but I'm sure you have new stuff to say.
Yeah, it's bad, and you were on the dev team. None said it in chat earlier. You were absolutely on the dev team, motherfucker.
Me?
Yes.
Why?
Because your inward Gamabunta had like the best shit in the game.
Like unironically.
No, like unironically, the best and most like interesting fight in the game was Naruto Gamabunta.
Which isn't even like a fight in the manga. It's just, falling down the cliff.
Like, look, it actually butchers Naruto Sasuke 2 in so many ways. I can't believe it. Okay, first of all, when it shows the scene that happens on top of the building where like they hit like the tower and the water, the water. That's done where the bell training happens. For some reason, it shows it there.
What?
Sasuke's wearing his headband in that scene. The scratch on Sasuke's headband is wrong.
Oh, it's so scuffed. It's like fucking like diagonal instead of horizontal. It's so like bad.
Well, it wasn't straight horizontal in the first place, but it wasn't straight.
I have to find a
either.
picture. It's so
It's really
unbelievable.
bad.
It's not even close.
What was the other thing I was complaining about at the end of that fight? It's really just boring. They like scuffed every part of the fight. And like,
Ninja Storm games are the best way to experience Naruto.
Look. Okay, no. Here's the thing. I want to talk about that more with Storm 2 because I started playing Storm 2, and Storm 2 makes changes that I understand why they had to make the changes for the game to make it work as a video game. But a lot of the changes are really bad. I'll give you one example of a change it made that I played today that I really, really don't like, and I think it's actually really bad. Or I'll give you the two ones so one of them is when Gaara gets captured, okay, at the end of part 2, right? You know how like it's really cool and great and good how like the way he gets captured is he defends the village, and like that caused him to run out of chakra and pass out, right? In the game, you defend the village, and then he keeps going, and then you beat Deidara, and then you land on the rooftop, and all of a sudden Gaara's got spiders on his back, and that's how he gets captured. And like that's so far removed from what actually happens, it takes all the meaning out of like the actual moment, right? Because like the meaning,
it's a scratch.
The meaning of the moment, right, is that
yeah, that's not right.
Like the meaning in the moment is that Gaara basically gave himself for the village, right? That's like the entire point. That's not how it happens. It's fucking dumb. Then the other one that I have way more of an issue with, actually, is what it does during the Sakura and Chiyo versus Sasori fight. Because like to get into what I think about that makes that fight so good, or one of the parts that makes that fight so good, is that Sakura doesn't fight on her own, right? Like Sakura's like kind of entire character arc is that she learns to be more of the support character. She doesn't have to be on the front lines, always fighting along with Naruto and Sasuke, right? So she lets Chiyo take over her and treat her as a puppet, and she's just supplying what Chiyo didn't have, which was like physical strength, right? And like the youthful energy to like fight Sasori, so she acts as the puppet so that can happen. That doesn't happen in the game. Chiyo and Sakura just kind of do their own things like at the same time and beat Sasori, and I think that's also a really bad change because you know like that's not like you're supposed to show up, but like with Ninja Storm 1, saying that it's the best way to experience it is a non-factor. There's like 4 story scenes in all. The ones surrounding Naruto Sasuke are like really bad. Even
the descriptions when they try to put it out in text do not even attempt to like explain it. Like when it explains the context of Neji versus Hinata, it literally just says, "Watch out, Hinata. Your cousin's a little weird."
Yeah,
that's literally just what it says.
It makes it sound like Neji wants to like fuck her or something. Like, your cousin's a little weird, Hinata. Might want to watch out. Like, it's cringe. Okay, I remember what it was. Oh my god, I don't know if you saw this, Nun. It's so bad. Do you want to know what they fucking show after Naruto Sasuke won? The fucking unison sign.
Oh, yeah.
It shows them making the sign that Shinobi are supposed to make after they fought to show that they're, you know, together and that they're on the same page and that, like, they're together. Here's a
That's not when you show that part.
It's right there. They literally show it. They show the fucking unison sign. I couldn't believe it. Why would you show it at the end of Naruto Sasuke 1? Like, it's just like, it just has to come down. Like, I don't want to be like toxic to CyberConnect 2, okay? They might have made a dog shit video game, but like, you just have to do that, you just have to not understand Naruto. To show the unison sign after they literally like don't talk to each other for like 3 years because like they are pissy and, you know, angsty, like, you can't show the unison sign after Naruto Sasuke 1. That doesn't work. Like, that's
fucking
so
scratch
bad.
Is still the most embarrassing one.
It's so bad. And like, cause like the entire time I was playing it. Oh, and here's the other part. For fucking the entirety of Sasuke Retrieval, the only playable member of the Sound Village guys is Kimimaro. So you just fight Kimimaro as everyone. You don't even like, you know, fight like the actual other Sound Village people. No. It's just like, oh, okay, Neji fights Kimimaro. And now Shikamaru and Kiba and Naruto fight Kimimaro. Now Naruto fights Kimimaro. What? Now Rock Lee fights Kimimaro. Now Gaara fights Kimimaro. It's like, what the fuck?
That's so boring. Like, you just fight Kimimaro like 50 times.
Yes,
why?
That's the
not even fun to play.
He's the only person outside of Sasuke you fight in Sasuke Retrieval. I'm pretty sure it's just Kimimaro over and over and over.
Yeah.
Or I think you might fight Sasuke once at the start or whatever, but it's so bad actually. It's unbelievable.
Do they even do anything? Search for Tsunade?
Yeah. That's a whole thing.
Okay.
That ends with you playing as Tsunade fighting Orochimaru's snake.
Or Kabuto.
You fight a snake.
Yeah. Okay.
And, well, Orochimaru's on the head, but you know.
Yeah.
That's fine. I actually enjoyed that. I mean, because generally the way that the game ends up working, the only fights that are good are the fights at the end of an arc. So the end of Chunin exams is Naruto versus Gamabunta, as we all know. The end of the destruction of the leaf is Naruto Gaara. The end of Search for Tsunade is Tsunade versus a snake. And then the end of Sasuke Retrieval is dog shit.
Naruto being friends with Sasuke. See, they made the goodness.
Yeah, they're friends, guys. The thing that they didn't even make as children because they couldn't reconcile their differences publicly, but then they made it. Dude, it's so bad. I actually just like I forgot what good media is. I don't know what it is anymore. I'm so broken. Like, how is Storm 1? How does it like? They can't make the unison sign. I'm sorry. Like, that's just so bad. Like, it ruins the entire... I mean, okay, it doesn't ruin the entire game because the game was dog shit before that. But, like, it ruins anything that the game could have had going for it. It's really, really dumb. And I really, really hate it.
The one thing I do want to, like, say as to, like, why I think Storm 1's so bad, it's probably just because, like, there were so many Naruto games before Storm 1 that already did the Part 1 story. And even by the same people, they did Naruto games that did the Part 1 story before Storm 1. Like, and Storm is technically part of, what the fuck? Like, the Naruto, like, Ultimate series. Like, you know, they have Naruto Ultimate Ninja, Ultimate Ninja 2, Ultimate Ninja 3.
Right.
Ultimate Ninja Heroes, and then Ultimate Ninja Heroes 2. And,
I forgot
and
that
all
that
that stuff before Storm.
Games.
Right.
Yeah, like
and,
they have like
and
over
CyberConnect
10
also did,
Naruto Part 1
the Clash of Ninja games as well, I think. They might have, I don't know.
No, I don't.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
No, they didn't do Clash of Ninja. Those are different people. But like, yeah, it makes sense why Storm 1 is so bare bones because they made so many other Naruto Part 1 games to the point where it's just like, they probably just kind of had to get it out of the way before they moved on to other things.
Yeah.
And like it kind of makes sense in the sense that like when they made Storm 1, they didn't know this was going to be the definitive Naruto like game series to the point where they really had to nail Part 1 in this specific one because they had other games that were literally Naruto Ultimate. Like they're still part of the series technically, but now Storm is kind of more of its own thing to where it's like people would just play Storm and then the other Storm games.
Well, and don't get me wrong.
It just makes sense why it's like that, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's still bad.
It's like, well, the other thing is like, look, I mean, it's like I shit on Storm 2 a little bit because I think Storm 2. It's not even that I think Storm 2 is bad, but that I think especially if you want to look at it as like, oh, this is a way to experience the Naruto story. It's like so clearly not in a lot of ways. Like if you look at it like that, it's like so many moments have like not even like, you know, do you miss a lot of the in between where a lot of things are told? But, like, even moments that the game does do, like, changes it to where, like, the meaning of the moment is taken out.
You even explained it's, like, where it makes sense as a game to fight Sasori as both Chio and Sakura,
and
right?
It makes sense as a game to not just have you, like, end out of nowhere, right? Like, yeah, it makes sense to end the fight and then have something happen, right? It's like, I understand why they change it. It makes sense for a game, but it does hurt the story. And that's fine as supplementary material, right? I'm playing the game not to experience Naruto. I mean, I'm playing it on stream to, you know, play as the characters, see cool shit, and then use it as a vehicle to talk about the story of Naruto going through, like, fight at a time, right? But
right, like, if no one ever said, like, yeah, the Storm games are a great way to experience Naruto, like, if you'd probably be enjoying them just fine if no one had ever said or thought that legitimately.
I actually don't even think people saying that hurts my enjoyment of Storm 2, because I still think that I would be saying the same things I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's not an interesting conversation, like, okay, it changes this and it hurts some of the meaning, you know, and stuff like that, but it's, like, people say that, and it's like, no, it's not, because it fucking ruins moments. And as a result of ruining those moments, you actively hurt characters' character arcs.
Even aside from like general changes, it's like, you know, it just doesn't have the time to explain so many different things. Like there's just like a shit ton of characters who would like just be like thrown away to like, you know, people already kind of complain about Naruto's cast and are like kind of dumb about it. But like Storm games, like even more so, could not possibly make you understand
Yeah.
most of the cast, I would say.
Even more of the like even like someone like Choji is like more of a non-factor in the Storm games than he is in the fucking manga.
Even Neji, the one of the important people that Naruto changes, isn't a person in the game.
He's a little weird.
Yeah.
So sad.
No, I mean, no, I agree with you. And you know, like, all of that being said, Storm 2 is immediately a billion times better than Storm 1. Like, Storm 2 starts and it's just like, oh my god, it's a good game. You know?
Yeah, it already has, like, all the quick time, like, events between
there's, like,
battles and all that.
Like, cool cutscenes and all this shit. The only thing that I miss from Storm 1 is in Storm 1, when you do when you hit someone with your super, right? This little, like, quick time event thing shows up, and you have to, like, press the button that's, like, next in sequence, and you have to press more buttons than the other person for your super to hit, and if they hit more than you, then your super misses, right? I actually fucking loved that, because when you're doing it, it feels like I'm fucking in Naruto, like, doing all the different hand signs really fast, right? To, like, fucking cast my ninja spell. Just, like, X, A, B, B, Y, X, B. Like, it's so sick. And they took it out. It's like, that's the one thing in the gameplay from, like, Storm 1 that I would have wanted to keep, because it's actually, like, fucking cool. But besides that, I think Storm 2 is already better in, like, every way, and I only played it for, like, 3 hours, 2 hours. I played through Kazekage Rescue, so.
Cool. So, Vindy, to talk about the distant past of last Thursday, we finished a game we've been playing for a few months now on stream, which, you know, we stream, or you stream normally on your Twitch, but we do it we aim to do it every Thursday. We've been playing Monster Hunter mostly, but recently we finished It Takes Two, which is a good game.
Yeah, really good game.
To describe it, basically the premise is that a family is having divorce problems, and the daughter sort of like makes a wish to a like relationship help book for her parents to get back together after they say they're going to divorce. So they turn into like dolls that she made based on her parents. The book becomes alive, and he's Dr. Hakim. He is he's
the best character of all time. I fucking adore Dr. Hakim.
And he basically forces the parents to go through the game, which goes around their house and all these sort of like fantastical locations based on this, you know, the various areas. Like we see the yard, we see the attic, we see like there's a whole space level that's sort of based off imaginary games the mother would play with her daughter. And it's a co-op game. So there's like the base mechanics are the same, but a lot of the times they give you like more asymmetrical things. Like one of the early ones, the wife gets a hammer on her head that she just bangs down, and the husband gets nails that he throws. So the puzzles are all like really well designed to use all these asymmetrical mechanics, and like everyone's given, like both the players are given different roles, and they have to work together to It Takes Two. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, it's not like a co-op game. Like if you're playing like because we play a bunch of co-op. It's not even like Monster Hunter or Halo, where like what we're doing, you could easily do with one person, right? Like you could easily play Monster Hunter one person, still have a fun time. Like It Takes Two is a co-op game by like nature. It requires two people for every part of it. There's like one where one person's the north and one person's a south magnet. So there's like you magnet each other and you magnet things in the environment. You have to like trade off. And so a lot of it is like these puzzles where both like we would have to talk and like work together to figure out what to do, and it's super cool.
No, yeah, and I can't think of like we did Portal 2, but and yeah, like you mentioned Monster Hunter, and all Halo, all these co-op games where you have the exact same mechanics as whoever you play with, right? Mm-hmm. Like with Portal 2, you can't do the co-op campaigns alone, but the mechanics are exactly are basically the same as when you do them solo.
Anyone
right?
could do either job in Portal. Like there's no point in Portal when we're playing where it's like, okay, Crafts, you have to do this and I have to do this. Right? It's like one of us has to do this, the other one has to do this.
Yeah, and we could swap and there would be no problem. It's just a matter of like who does what role, right? Where in this game, in It Takes Two, only my character had the hammer, so only I can break these bottles, and Vindy's character is completely useless for that particular part, and vice versa. So you legitimately have to like work together and communicate. And like the game just covers so much ground. Like you explore their relationship and what are the problems with the wife is she's doing a lot of work overtime, and so she can't be at home, but she feels the need to provide for the family so that they can afford all this cool stuff that they have. Where maybe the husband isn't doing everything around the house that he could be doing.
But he feels neglected and like nothing he does matters because she's always gone at work, and it like made him feel like he wasn't needed or stuff, so he stopped kind of doing things.
Right, like it's good at character exploration, and the game is just fun because it's really like, I don't want to spoil some of the cooler stuff honestly, but it's like it just goes through so much that it's like it was continually like, whoa, we're doing this now. This is cool. Like the gameplay is always fresh, and not just the cooperative aspect. There's also like mini games that are competitive.
Oh yeah.
Which we made a point to go find every single one so that we could, and some like musical chairs sucked. But some of them are really fun, and where you just like there's what was one of the ones like we just played volleyball.
The one where it was we were shooting the plungers at the targets, and you were trying to get the target more on the other person's side.
Yes, because you got a point when the target went all the way to their side, and you reversed it by hitting it with a plunger. So right, or a few mini games like that, races, like ice skating races, or and the one of the most tense ones was one where you like slam buttons on the ground and it sends a laser.
Oh my god, that one was so. I would turn that game on and play it again with you right now, Craftsdwarf. That mini game is so fun.
Yeah, right. Like you compared it to Mario Party, and that's a pretty apt comparison where you just get these short games with simple controls. And you go
and the game tracks who won more of the mini games you do throughout the entire thing. So
and we counted. I won 6 out of 25.
There were some because we would try to do best of 3. There were some that we did once, and Krabs was like, "I'm not even touching that." Like there was a rhythm game one, and I FC'd it the first time, and Krabs was like, "I'm not doing that again."
I fell apart because I don't play a lot of rhythm games, and I'm like, I'm not doing that again. But then there were ones that like, look. There's just chess in the game. We sat there for fucking almost 20 minutes being sweaty tryhards trying to beat the other person at chess.
It was like a 20-minute long chess game. It was fucking awesome. And so to go back to what you were talking about how the game stays fresh, the game will introduce, because there's like the mechanics, and what I like is even in some of the levels, it'll use like your level mechanics for the mini game. But then like the game will introduce a mechanic for a short 30-second to 5-minute long sequence, and then it's just out of the game. There's this one really cool part. I don't think it's more than a minute and a half long, where you're in a time loop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When we're in the clock, it's like this really cool time loop mechanic that I would play an entire like $15, maybe $10 like indie game based around it.
Like where it does these portal like, here, just do this puzzle with this mechanic, and then you move on to and just explore that mechanic. But it's literally like it's not a boss fight, but it still has that same kind of set piece aspect to it. For just literally 1 second, you have to do this just one part. You do like it keeps looping through, and you have to do one thing at the same time, basically. But with a bunch of different times, and it just happens like you said for like 2 minutes maybe, or long enough for you to figure it out, and then you're done. You never see it before, you never see it after, and that's it. And it'll just do interesting shit like that. Like it is it's a really cool, ambitious game, and comparing it to the developer, there's even an Easter egg for A Way Out, which is a game in which it's a similar co-op thing where you two characters who escape prison and they have to go kill a gang lord. And I played that with a friend, and like it just doesn't work because the story is so serious. But then they also like they do have similar like hub sections where you can just like dick around and like you can play basketball, or you could like try on different clothes. And it's just so stupid because like there's supposed to be this sense of urgency. You are escaped convicts on the run from the police going to kill a man. And like, no, let's stick around and play the banjo for like 5 minutes. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But in this game, because it's just, it's this very, they're stuck in the, their house. Like the dicking around fits much better. And it's just like, I will say like the A Way Out does more stuff with the split screen overall. But even this game did cool stuff with that at times, especially at the end.
And one thing that I liked, and I feel like this would happen to most people who would play the game, because the game does because you do so many different things. And like, there's even an interesting part that Krauss and I talked about where like there are 2 chapters near the end that like one chapter focuses on the husband and one chapter focuses on the wife. So when you're the chapter that focuses on the husband has more of an active role. Like in like has the more active of like the 2 like gimmick like powers for that section. And then when you're on the wife one, the wife has the more active. So like you have to play a lot with like one person being like the active person and one person maybe being a little bit more of the passive person. And you spend so
support,
much time doing all these different things. Like by the end, like at the beginning, Crafts and I would argue sometimes when you get into a thing. By the end, we just knew what like to do, and we're just like fine with it. And that also works in time with like in the game, you watch the husband and wife at the beginning of the game. They're fighting constantly. Every word out of their mouth is a quip or like yelling at another one. They're constantly arguing, constantly fighting. By the end, they're like even before they, you know, like, because like it's very obvious from the first minute of the game that the game is like them, you know, getting back together.
It wouldn't work otherwise.
Yeah,
right?
by the end they're not arguing at all, right? And so it's really cool to even as you play this like 8-hour game, watching this husband and wife slowly argue less, open up. Yeah, it's really good.
Right. Yeah. No, it's just a really cool game. Like and like you mentioned is because I have a friend who I mentioned it to, and we might play it, but like. Because you know, I definitely think, you know, I don't know as far as like replay value for playing it more than twice, because you can play through as either character with different people, right?
Right, and the characters' powers are so different that because I played the husband and Crafts played the wife. If we switched it and I played the wife, not Crafts, but if I played it again and I played the wife, I feel like I would have a completely different experience.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least different enough to feel like your time would be worth it going through the game again.
Because so often I would be doing the opposite thing from what I was doing my first time through. And I think that it would be really fun. And like it would keep my attention for that extra 8 hours to play it a second time. Or no. Yeah. It took us 12 hours to play Crafts.
It said 12 hours on Steam for me.
Yeah, I thought it was an 8 hour, but it's not. It's 12.
But yeah, it was a really good time. Definitely worth. We split the cost. So it was like $20 each, but it was really fun.
That's something that it does that's really sick actually. You don't have like you can split the.
One person needs to own the game. I downloaded a friend pass, which was still like 40 gigs, but I technically don't own the game basically.
Right, and I own it, and so like Crafts and I split. It's like a $40 game price, but if you have someone you want to play it with, y'all don't both have to buy the game, right? Like, you can split the cost of it, so then you're paying $20 each for I would say probably the best co-op game I've ever played.
Yeah.
So I totally recommend.
Right, like because like
it's not the best game I've ever played that has co-op.
I still like Monster Hunter more as a game.
Easily the best one I've ever played.
But it's not exact. But exact. That's a good way to put it. Right. That's kind of what I was getting at. Right. Because Monster Hunter is the best game I've played that has co-op, but it's not my favorite co-op game.
Hello.
So because I think it Takes Two would be like what else would I say?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like cutting out.
All right. Well, I feel like I'm done anyway. So.
Craftsdwarf dead moment.
Yeah. Crafts, I'm sorry, I don't know if your Discord's working, but you like have been hard cutting out. Poor Crafts, crying for him.
Did what do his second pick already?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
It was the Isekai show about the spider.
Right.
You fucking hate me, Nun.
I was actually concerned about you not getting your second thing in, if anything.
Craftsdwarf just sent a message that said end the episode. All right. So Craftsdwarf's dead.
Maybe internet issue. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching.
Here. I'll
Hopefully,
end the episode. I killed Craftsdwarf. Yeah, that motherfucker's dead. So click out of this video and sub to WattheWut instead.
For BSA. Yes. So.
Done. Do your part. Go.
No, I'm not.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Adios, muchachos.
I'm gonna patron us on patreon.com. Goodbye.